last time we just made our voice a little bit lower while the intro music came in, and we were actually like live and hot. I just moved our voice.
That's fair.
So I think we're live and hot. Here we go. Welcome back, friends and family. 22. Episode 22. Good week of sports. Mike, anything you want to intro with, or you just want to be excited and roll right into Jessica's segment?
We can just roll right into Jessica's, I think.
All right. Well, we are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I have to ask you guys an important question.
I'm
always breaking up this segment.
Ave. For 21 episodes, yeah. I have done an intro that was slightly too aggressive, potentially, but it was just an intro to get the things rolling. In all of those 21 episodes, except for the one that Mike sat in for you, I've sent it your way for something to say.
Yeah.
This is the first one.
I have a very important
This is the
question.
first one that I just said, you know what, maybe just roll right in, a little bit more natural. Just we're talking, we're chatting it up. And you have something to say?
Do you know what they say to people that assume things? You make an ass out of you and me. Okay?
That's right, Avery.
Okay.
Right.
So
I hope I made an ass out of you.
I have to ask you this question, both of you guys.
Yeah.
How much do you think it costs to frame a painting, picture, anything of that sort?
You know,
how much do you think it costs?
It's an interesting question.
What size?
Say it's like a college diploma.
Definitely matters.
Who knows?
Yeah.
What kind of frame?
Just something super basic, nothing too crazy. Just like, you know, it looks neat and tidy, but not like the most expensive thing that you can buy.
$31.99.
Well,
I feel like I would just do it.
You do it yourself?
You just buy a frame.
Yeah,
and
we're
then
just getting
frame
it now. Yeah, and I was
It'd be all like lopsided
Done.
and whatnot.
However, I will say, remember when we went to go get Nick's jerseys framed?
Yeah.
And that was like $200 plus.
Yeah, but he got
bucks.
so they like
So much
steam the
smaller,
jersey and they like make it really nice.
I know, but why is Abe bringing this up
Well, you gotta
on
think
a
about it,
sports
it's a quarter of it.
podcast?
No clue.
to
Maybe he's
open it?
giving you your Christmas
He
gift.
told me he's getting a Poke Bowl for dinner, dude. I'm just letting this guy
Yeah,
rock with
Poke
it.
Bowl.
I know.
Whatever he
Having
wants,
a weird day.
whatever he wants to do, he's
Sushi.
got
Just
it.
living life.
All right, let's cut this quick then, Abe. What's the answer?
$500
For
Wow.
what though?
to frame a diploma.
Why?
That's how much it costs.
Why don't you
Fucking
just
hire him?
framing's
Why?
expensive.
Yeah, I'll do it for you.
'Cause-
For
Yeah, you
half
hire
the
him?
price.
Should
Dude,
we
I
start
tried
a
to do it
business
myself.
on
It was
that?
all lopsided.
I'll do it for you a fifth of the price.
Wait,
Oh, they were
is this
sick.
a
I
new
didn't pay
business?
$500. I paid around $200, but it's expensive. My mom was like, "Yeah, that's like what they cost." I was like, "No way."
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you see that framed right there?
Yeah,
Is it like way cooler than that?
it's pretty
Aside
cool.
from being bigger?
It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh,
but I
okay.
did.
Well, if it's special.
But $500 for framing.
Well, dude, Abe, thanks for sharing, man. You know that's what Sideline Banter is all about, is
yeah.
how much getting diplomas framed cost. So we appreciate that.
It's the little things.
Yeah. Anyway, Jessica, you got our top 5 at 5. You ready to spin
Yeah.
that wheel?
Yeah, but you spin the virtual wheel, so whenever you want to
Anybody
spin
else
the
want to spin the
wheel.
wheel this episode? No.
I will take a pass. I will. Next episode, I'll
Wow.
jump
In that case, I'm gonna spin that wheel. Sorry, got carried away.
in a little bit.
Okay. And we have players and teams.
All right, before she tells us, what do you think it could be? You said it was players and teams?
Yes, players and teams.
So
Maybe just
Career?
iconic players on teams.
true.
Or players that played like their whole career in one spot.
I was gonna
maybe.
say, if it's like trivia, it could be like most years played with one team.
Oh, that would be
and
interesting.
then whoever has the highest number wins.
Mm.
Tiger Woods and Nike. Can't do that. All right, Jessica, what do we got?
We're going to do the top 5 underrated players of all time.
What? Top 5
That's
underrated
crazy.
players of all. All right, we're gonna have to cut.
Is
We're gonna
insane
have to
in
cut.
memory.
No googling. You
I'm
bastard.
not. This is other stuff. This is just me doing stuff for your player.
No googling. All right, Mike. I think this week you start us first. So let me hear your list of top 5 most underrated players.
Same thing. Just keep going around, right? Not double.
Nah, we won't double.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you just advantage you on this
Wait,
one.
this was underrated? I thought we were going like role players. Okay.
I mean, that could play.
What?
Well, I mean, these guys might be highly rated that are on my list. So
That's fine.
we'll
Some
see.
are.
We'll see what happens.
Well, you might have to adjust on the fly because
Okay.
underrated. Because I wrestled with that. I wrestled with
Me too.
role play.
I'm a little bit of both.
He's a role player, but he's highly regarded. Like I didn't put Jamal Crawford, for example, because he's highly regarded for what he is.
Yeah, I got a good first one for you.
Anyway, go ahead.
Give me Todd Helton, first baseman on the Rockies.
That's a great. That's a great.
So underrated.
That's a
He's a
great
top
call.
hitter of all time in the Rockies organization.
Jim Tomey.
He's great at fielding.
Hold on.
He's great. He's great all around. He's
Yes.
making me laugh.
Todd Helton is a great pull, bro.
Yeah, but
He's pretty well regarded. Like if you're from
Yeah, just do
Denver.
me a favor. Don't take my second one, all right?
I did. It's not the person I whispered.
Oh, I mean, yeah, 100%. Can I just rip two?
No, not off the hook. No, definitely not that way.
All right, go ahead,
If anything,
yeah.
like it's gonna get. No, it's up to 8.
Oh, this is.
Can I just rip
Something got me to Todd Helton. That's what made me think of it.
Larry Walker,
Dude, I was going role players here.
Nolan
so,
Jones?
So
Sorry.
here we go. I went with Big Shot Bob, Robert Horry.
Robert Horry.
It's a good one,
I mean,
though.
5-time champ. you
Yeah.
know.
Won one of the finals for them, literally off the shot.
Yep.
Yeah, Robert Horry. That's a great. I mean, yes, he is a role player, but people don't know he's a 5-time champ.
And even worse, from 10 years from now, Abe, I bet you they talk about
You're not gonna like my next
they
one.
talk about Tony Parker, Manu, Tim Duncan. They don't ever mention Robert Horry. It's definitely underrated. I
Big
think.
Shot Bob.
My number one. I'm like trying to decide if I should go the one I'm most excited about or the one that I think
Whatever
like,
you think's best.
Like you won't say it, so I might as well save that one for later.
Maybe, but I might.
I'm just gonna do like I'm excited. Well, no, I'm not. A little bit of both, I guess. I'll go with Tracy McGrady.
That is a good one.
T-Max.
I think T-Mac. I think he gets his flowers,
I think he's,
but
he's
I mean,
ready.
and I guess it was a little bit injury prone, but he was just so nasty. Like he's an all-time scorer. He's an all-time bucket getter for sure. And whether it was due to injury or not, I don't think he gets all the respect he deserves as an all-timer.
So it's funny because you did say this when I said Todd Helton, but so the reason why I got to Todd Helton is because my thought was Phillies immediately because I wanted to be unique and try to go baseball. And I just immediately thought of Jim Tomey. And that's going to be my number 2, but that's how I actually got to Todd Helton, which
Yeah.
is funny enough.
Yeah, I immediately for some reason thought of Jim Tomey because
Yeah.
he's like a 550 plus home run hitter, maybe 600 actually.
He's up there. Even like a decent amount of home runs, I'm pretty sure. Like,
That's what I meant. 600 home runs.
Oh, I thought you were just going, that's my bad.
Yeah. No, he's no, that's a great poll. Hopefully the crowd knows. I know Pam will.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. I'm happy with my 2, I got to say.
Yeah.
Underrated baller. I watch his highlights on YouTube all the time. Soccer player Thiago Alcantara.
Oh wow.
Skiller, can
Yeah.
pass. He's got
Liverpool, Bayern, Barca.
he's got crazy range in passing, can dribble. He's
That's
just
a
an
great pull.
underrated player.
Recently retired.
Recently retired for show.
Yeah, Thiago, that's a great pull.
That's why you come
man.
to Sideline Banter right there.
Yeah. Oh shoot. I was gonna go for someone, but I'm gonna alternate to. Oh, am I? So this is a weird one, and I think a lot of mine are gonna be this way. These players are rated well.
That's okay. I mean, Jim,
Yeah,
Tomey,
so
and
you're
Todd
so
Helton,
so
yeah.
are everyone else's. All
Like,
right,
you got to
Good
think
point.
about it.
Yeah,
It's going to be that guy, really quick. Like, it's going to be that guy that gets slept on a little bit. That like maybe he has to be on a winning team because it's hard to be to the pedigree of underrated that we're trying to go for. If your team's not somewhat winning and like you're just like the guy that's not thought of as much.
Okay, this guy's like really well rated, but my second pick is Albert Pujols.
Oh my!
Love it.
And the thing people don't understand, first of all, he's got over 700 home runs. There's only 4 people who have done that: Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, Pujols, and Barry Bonds. But in his first 10 seasons, all 10 of them, he batted over 300, more than 30 home runs, and more than 100 RBIs. And the only reason he didn't get an 11th is because I think he had 99 RBIs his first year with the Angels. But Albert Pujols averaged like 343 for his first 11 years in the MLB with like 38 home runs and 120 RBIs. He is the reason I'm putting him here is because I think he might be the best hitter we've ever seen, and I think people would only go as far to maybe put him in like the top 10 or 7.
Well, between the power and the contact, because he's a top all-time average.
Young Albert Pujols
in
was
MLB history.
Incredible.
I saw the stats next to like Juan Soto and Albert Pujols at the same age.
Yeah.
And Albert Pujols blows him out of the water.
Yeah,
and you think Soto's the best player
Yeah.
I've
And he
ever
is.
seen.
The
Soto's
contract that
incredible,
Pujols
dude.
would get right now would blow even that one. It'd be
Yeah.
$100 million more.
Yeah, it was Pujols and Ichiro like in the early 2000s. And Ichiro
stay by the
obviously is
coast, though.
phenomenal too. Yeah, Pujols I know is rated well, but still criminally underrated.
I'm going to go Dennis Rodman. I feel like
He's on my list.
everyone thinks about Scottie Pippen, MJ, and that's why they won X amount of finals, doing whatever and winning games. But realistically, they were in a drought for a little, and in a few different years for a little while, and they literally had to go get Dennis Rodman to stop partying so that they could start winning games again. That's going to be my number 3. I think he's a big core to that team that people don't talk about enough.
For sure. He was on my list. I didn't put him in there, but or I didn't get the chance to name him in this list. I'm gonna stick with the NBA here. I'm gonna go Sean Livingston.
I have a Sean
fact,
Livingston comp on mine.
He's never missed a mid range in his entire NBA career. He finished 1309 for 1309 on such attempts.
What do you mean 1309?
It's a fake stat.
Okay.
It's a tweet my friend sent. My friend sent me.
What?
That he shot. It felt like he shot 100% during those years when the Warriors were in the finals every year.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Sean Livingston. That might have been my number 1 overall pick. Honestly, that should have been. Quite frankly,
I was gonna go back to the NBA with you, Ave, but I actually have one I want to definitely get off the books because I think both of you may steal this. My underrated, my number 3 is a soccer player who goes by the name of Sergio Busquets. Listen, Messi got his flowers, David Villa got his flowers, Pedro,
Xavi.
Neymar, Xavi, Iniesta, Rakitic, you name it. Busquets was always there. Even me, I didn't appreciate him until I was older. But you look at some older
Rodri-esque.
clips. Yeah, like Rodri, like the way Man City's losing. Now, listen, obviously that team was incredible, but Sergio Busquets was an incredible talent. And I just think that team had so many big names throughout the years that intertwined with his tenure that he got overlooked. But I think he was a huge part of their success.
It's funny because I said Xavi on purpose because I was thinking that, kind of how like you were Tim Tomey for Todd Helen. So I think that's a great shout, and I know Abe's a soccer guy, so he probably agrees with that too.
Oh, 1,000%. I love Busquets, and yeah, he does not get the flowers he deserves.
Yeah, sweet.
You can't press him. Like, he's unbelievable. He's just so talented.
All right, Mike, what do you got for us?
It's kind of recency bias a little bit for 4. I'm gonna go Alvin Kamara.
Interesting.
I think a lot of people just don't talk about him for how great he is. I think he's been a producer since he came in the league. Maybe Drew Brees helped out with a bunch of that. But even like this past Sunday, Alvin Kamara became the 4th player in history with 50 rushing touchdowns and 25 receiving touchdowns. So only the 4th player in history to do that. And I feel like people don't talk about him enough to the quality that he provides. I mean, that's just kind of given proof of how good he is. Like to be like one of those top 4 to do that.
You know what I think about that, Mike? I think that's an unbelievable pull. And I can add to that. I have said this a few times over the past 2 years. Alvin Kamara, for whatever reason, in fantasy football,
stud. And he goes so late for no reason.
Yeah.
I wanted him in our league.
Between the 2nd and 4th round, and then the past couple of years, more 3rd and 4th. Over and over and over again, and he just continues to produce. And
especially in redraft, it's like the age isn't that strong of a factor. Like you saw what he could do last year. Like there's nothing that's shown that he's been going to fall off.
Yeah.
He's like a Le'Veon Bell running wise, but like has his head on a little bit more and like can actually make.
Alvin Kamara is a great pull for underrated.
Yeah, I 1,000% agree. I did not think of that at all, but you can put him
Me
in
neither.
there.
I didn't think of it at all.
No.
But it's so good.
Yeah, you almost go for all the throwbacks, and it's like,
It's great.
there's some crazy guys out now.
And I saw the stat
Yeah.
that this week he became the 4th player with 50 rushing touchdowns and 25 receiving touchdowns. The 4th player in NFL history.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's
insane.
That's a good stat, though.
Insane. This is a little hometown hoops. I guess this guy is properly rated, but it's a soccer player as well. Manchester United right back Gary Neville. I mean,
he says hometown hoops and then talks about Manchester United.
My team. Mikey.
That's great, though.
Gary Neville's a good pull.
Guys, yeah, he 18 years in a Manchester United team as a starter, as a captain. But he in the media, he plays himself off like he's a goofy guy. He plays his roll down as good of a football player he was, but he was fantastic for 18 years, played in the top team. So Gary Neville,
dude, even worse than just plays goofy. He has trouble taking compliments. I've seen interviews with him, and actually a compilation on TikTok of him having trouble saying he was good. Roy Keane saying dude, you were a huge part of all those trophies.
Yeah,
and he actually has trouble accepting that reality. Yeah, it's a good pull. Gary Neville, David Beckham's best friend. Fun fact.
Best man at the wedding.
All right, my next pull, I will go back to the NBA. This guy, for whatever reason, whether it was maybe any time I watched him or particularly in video games, but AK-47, Andrei Kirilenko, the dude was dynamic. I kind of teeter-tottered between him and maybe Peja Stojakovic or a Jason Richardson, but I just feel like Andrei Kirilenko he could drive, he could pass, he could shoot, and I feel like he was I could be totally off here, but I would say 15 to 18 points a game with 4 and 4.
Probably
maybe.
less than 18. I feel like it's kind of within that range.
Well, 15 to 17, I'll say then. But as the 3rd or 4th guy, because no one ever really were hey, you can play. But Andrei Kirilenko was nasty.
It's the guy you drafted in your 2K fantasy draft.
Oh yeah,
as a late pick,
late.
just to be a stud role player.
Yeah, he was so good.
So I went a few ways here. I wanted to be a troll, and I was going to pick Gene T.
This is your last round.
Yeah, I know. So that's why I was debating on being a troll and picking Gene T. I was going to save it for last and pick him.
Good one.
But we can save that for later. So I'm going to go all the way back to college, and I'm going to go BYU Jimmer Fredette. I just don't think people understand how insane what he was doing. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, I guess I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure he was around before Steph Curry. So he was pulling from the logo, all that, off the dribble, off spins, running around, all before Steph Curry. So I feel like that's a really underrated thing, especially because he took a BYU team that I'm pretty sure he tied every single player's on that team's shoes, so that they could play. That's how just non-talentless they were, and he just took them to literally through the March Madness tournament.
Yeah, I think the best part about that poll is they were actually good. It wasn't just oh, this dude's crazy and pulls from everywhere. They got to
the Sweet 16 almost. I'm pretty sure.
No,
at
I think
least
they
in
did
there.
Sweet 16 for sure. I was gonna say the Elite 8, but that team was actually competitive.
Insane.
Yeah.
And it was just him putting up 55 a game.
I just saw highlights of him for no reason the other day. And it's actually the post was for no reason, here are some Jimmer Fredette highlights.
and there's no one even in the paint.
Dude. It's unbelievable how far he was shooting. Yeah, he was crazy.
I can't wait to get to the honorable mentions. I can't wait.
Dude, I am running out of steam here.
Oh, I got some good ones.
I have some players on my list.
Have one more, so.
But there are a lot of hometown hoopers. This week I didn't make my list, but I was just thinking about them. I'm going to go with Rajon Rondo. I don't know if that's fair enough. I mean, he's obviously an NBA champion, but he was so nasty.
I think he's underrated
his whole career, but then in the bubble, he's making jump shots, he's making plays. I want to put shout out to Rajon Rondo for my number 5 pick.
Well, I think when you put the accolades together, as far as how much he won, how much he contributed, whether that's eye test or statistically, he's one of the best. And I don't know that he comes up in every conversation about who the best point guards are. So for me, that falls into underrated category.
I know it gets fun into the previous conversations too, but especially of a generational historical point guard. Not going to that at all. We don't need to. But well. Exactly, top of that, almost for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go with BYU Jimmer Fredette.
It's like a traditional point guard as well.
Almost for sure. 'Cause I think he was
Yeah.
Future conversation.
All right.
What you got for
I love this one.
Yeah.
And listen, we'll make some clarifications during the honorable mentions here. But my final underrated player is my boy, the greatest, the GOAT, Wayne Gretzky.
I thought you were going to say Wayne Rooney.
No, he was on my honorable mention, but he's the best hockey player of all time.
Gretzky is the best athlete. Not only the best hockey player, the best person to ever play a sport ever. Period. I
hate that he's on my honorable mention because I was like, am I going to be that guy? You or him?
I understand that the majority of hockey fans know that Wayne Gretzky is the best hockey player ever. But gosh darn it, this world deserves to understand that Wayne Gretzky is the best person to ever play any particular sport.
Any sport ever.
He's the best. Stamp it.
The only arguable one is Tiger, but it is still Wayne Gretzky.
It's Tiger, or it's like the jiu-jitsu guy who won 5
but it's
Olympics
still Wayne
over
Gretzky.
20 years. But it's Wayne Gretzky, and Bob's your uncle. Here we go.
I hate that because it was my honorable mention. It was one of mine, and I was like, am I going to be the guy or am I not going to be the guy?
You weren't the guy.
It's just because it's not the most popular sport. It's just because it's not like the most popular sport. People really do forget about it. And it's just
Wayne
insane.
Gretzky
I know
is
we've talked
the
about it.
GOAT. Period. Better than Braun, better than Jordan, better than any Mickey Mantle.
Not close.
Willie Mays.
Barry Bonds.
Tom Brady.
Ooh, Barry Bonds.
Better. Ooh. Better.
That was one of my
Barry Bonds
mentions.
have any chips?
Oh, that's a good question.
Does he have any
Jamie.
Does he have any chocolate chip cookies?
I feel like he's got to have.
Does Barry Bonds have any chips, my boy?
Has he ever won the championship of the worlds?
I could rip my other ones really quick if you want.
Dude, I saw a clip from this Google AI guy today, and it was like they did this. You said of the world.
I don't think so, right?
That's what clicked.
He did.
Never won a World Series.
Never won a
World Series. Wow. Google's running experiments to see if they could simulate our universe. Something about like the fact that it can't complete itself means that there's like an infinite amount of dimensions and universes.
Don't do this.
I'm just saying.
It's a science podcast too.
Yeah.
So like, no, he said worlds. So like, yeah, of this world.
Yeah, so...
But no, Barry Bonds has never won
my other honorable
a
mentions
baseball series of this
Some
world.
of my other ones were Carmelo Anthony, Knicks.
Carmelo's
I feel like...
Just period, I think.
But yeah, but people forget about it because... Honestly,
I think Carmelo Anthony Nuggets is underrated.
Oh!
You know what I mean?
J.R. Smith Nuggets.
Oh,
J.R. Smith was a beast.
Yes, I'm going to
Tony Allen.
Yeah.
Slept on. And then I had Sammy Sosa, Drew Brees, LT.
Sammy Sosa, great pull. LT, great pull. And who?
Drew Brees. I feel like
Drew Brees, great pull. Dude, great list.
Holy, I think LT is properly rated.
Really?
Yeah.
I think LT is the greatest running back to ever play football.
Wow.
That's a take.
He's better than LaShawn McCoy?
Yeah.
He's definitely better than Shady.
The only person better than him is Barry Sanders and maybe Adrian Peterson.
I got a name for you.
But
Sean Alexander.
That's a good one.
He's underrated. Now, I'm not
Jerome Bettis.
I don't.
The bus.
I think he's properly rated. Let me just say LT. I'm really trying to get to your LT thing. He is rated very high. I just think he could be arguably the best, and he's never that.
He's never rated.
Which is why
he's
he's
never in like
underrated.
a Barry Sanders.
Which is why he's in your honorable mention, because he's rated pretty well.
Jamal Charles.
Ooh, wow. Well, that's just like you. Do you know ball or not?
Julio Jones.
Whoa, we didn't do any wideouts. I don't know if there are any.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Wideouts are rated pretty well.
I don't know. Julio gets
feel like
no love.
they rate themselves
so
Yes,
good.
they do. I feel like it's pretty well understood that it's like Rice, Moss, Owens, Johnson, maybe.
No, Johnson's the best receiver of all time.
Calvin Johnson's.
Mike will be
the best
Calvin
receiver.
Johnson's
no,
the
Jerry
best.
Rice's, and
No,
then
Calvin
and then Randy
Johnson's
Moss, and then
Calvin Johnson's the
put
best
Moss
receiver of all
over-
time.
Well, he quit.
Johnson's.
So anyway, it's my turn to
It was
do
too easy. It
honorable
was
mentions.
boring. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
It's actually how good he was. Calvin Johnson's elite. That's why I put him over Owens, but you can't put him over Moss and Rice. I
did.
think. Yeah, well, your wiener's small, so.
Oh,
I can't put him over.
Hey, oh.
My mom watches.
Oh, sorry, Mom. Your son's wiener's small. All right, honorable mentions for me. Nolan Arenado, Drew Holiday, Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter, to be
Drew
clear.
Holiday's good.
Derek Jeter never won an MVP.
Nolan Arenado. I can't speak. Arenado is insane. Go ahead.
Insanely good or bad?
Insanely good.
Oh, thank you and thank you. All right, neither of you said anything, so I just kept going.
You raffled them off quick, though.
Nolan Arenado.
Crazy.
Nice. Drew Holiday.
Love it.
Derek Jeter. To clarify, is Drew Holiday for you because he's a role player and everyone knows he's the best role player? I agree. That's why I didn't name him. Derek Jeter, never won MVP. People say he can't really hit and his fielding's overrated. I think he's like a lifetime above 310 hitter, 3,400 hits. Literally, kids practice the Jeter throw. Listen, I'm not the guy who's going to root Yankees, but Derek Jeter is an MLB or just baseball legend and deserves any and every compliment he could receive. Aaron Nola, I won't get into stats because he's just honorable mention. Andre Miller.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. And Frank Thomas.
Frank Thomas is crazy.
Yeah, Frank Thomas, I think. I was going to go there with...
Yadier Molina?
No, wow. I could kiss you right now. I was going to go Frank Thomas. I wrote, look, it's my last name because I wrote it after Todd Helton. And I said Jim Tomei, and I went, oh no, Frank Thomas. And then I went Albert Pujols.
You want to hear how, can I just, Buster Posey.
Oh, wow.
That's how, I was so locked for a moment.
Buster Posey should have been named.
I'm on fire,
We screwed up.
I know.
Jessica, when you make the clip of this one, Buster Posey should have been named, and we screwed up.
No, I had him in it, but I just couldn't do it over the 5 I said.
Buster Posey? Oh my God.
Sorry.
3-time...
Tim Lincecum.
Do you know about him at Florida State? I was so
locked in.
Buster Posey at Florida State? Oh my gosh. He batted like 450.
Yeah, dude, I was locked in for a while there. When I just started cruising.
Anyway, that's the end of my list. Abe, who did you have for honorable mention? We're like a half hour in and we haven't gotten to anything.
They're great though.
It's a short episode though.
So this one just popped in my head while we were talking. But Chris Bosh, I don't think he gets the respect he deserves. I
hated Chris Bosh.
Oh, I love Chris Bosh. I even love Toronto Raptors Chris Bosh.
Yeah, he was nasty then.
I hated him.
Chris Bosh.
Hated him.
3-and-D guy, maybe the original 3-and-D guy, Bruce Bowens.
I feel like don't disrespect Chris Bosh for 3-and-D guy.
No. This is my next guy.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'm saying maybe the original 3-and-D
honorable
guy,
Bruce
Bowens.
Bruce Bowen.
Yeah.
I thought he was talking about Chris Bosh.
No. And then I have a couple of Manchester United players. I thought we were doing like role players.
Wayne Rooney.
No, role players in a specific role.
Scholes.
Like no.
Wayne Rooney is a sleeper though.
Scholes is a good
super
pull.
underrated.
The guy that begins with a G.
But in a role player. You'll
probably say him.
Like you're down by 1 goal. You need a goal. You need a striker. You put Marijuana Fellaini in the game.
Giroux.
You put Marijuana Fellaini in the game. He's scoring a goal.
Yeah, Fellaini's a good pull. I will say I was joking, but Olivier Giroux is underrated. All-time France leading scorer.
Yeah, I agree with that. Scott McTominay. You need a goal again.
That's that for me.
Ji-Sung Park.
You like Scotty?
I love Scott McTominay, dude. He stinks.
He stinks in FIFA.
But he stinks. Period. But he comes off the bench, his cheeks get rosy red, and he just
sprints the whole
bangs in 91-minute header something. He scores every game.
He's killing it over in Napoli right now too. But Ji-Sung Park, iron lungs, like he can just run around the game the whole time. And then I have another player that's like the same caliber, Ander Herrera, just like runs around the game the whole game.
Ander Herrera.
That's my guy.
What about Anderson? Remember Anderson?
Anderson was nice, but I used to take him out when I was playing FIFA.
Or Ramirez from Chelsea.
Oh, Ramirez was
And Oscar. Oscar, I don't know if he's underrated. He kind of gave up on his own
Ramirez,
career.
Essien,
Willian.
That type of Chelsea was
Willian's
crazy.
Nasty. All right.
Carlos Pena.
We got to get out of this. Jessica,
did
any players come to mind for you while we were speaking or right off the bat that were underrated? One for me for the Phillies that made spark here was like Placido Polanco, but I didn't think it was enough to crack my top 5.
I don't think he's strong enough to be on there.
But he's underrated.
I did think of someone that is on
Cole
that
Hamels.
same wavelength, and I can't think of his name right now, but I can explain him. Little guy, Sixers.
Eric Snow.
No.
AI.
Come on.
Little guy?
Little white guy, maybe
TJ
McConnell.
I was thinking Kyle Korver.
She said white, we locked in right there.
I was going to say Kyle Korver, but I just wasn't thinking of it.
Kyle Korver came to mind while we were doing the segment.
Timothy John fadeaway over Melo when Melo was on the Knicks? Do you remember that shot?
No.
Oh my gosh, we got to put this on the...
Is his middle name actually John?
Timothy John, yeah. That's my geyser. He's on the Pacers, killing it still.
Yeah, he's nice on the pace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, well, there you have it, folks. Those are our top 5 underrated players of all time. That was actually really fun. This stuff's fun.
I could just keep going.
Yeah, well, we're gonna stop. Send us comments, whether that's on the Instagram post or the Spotify, and let us know your most underrated athletes of all time.
Either your top 5 or honorable mentions.
Just even if it's one, we'll take a comment. But what Mike said, more importantly.
All right, delivery.
That was hell D. Mike, we're watching something right now, pretty historic. Why don't you tell us what we're doing here?
The shot on the green got my my attention. I'm pretty sure it might have been Brooks that dropped the dart to like 4 feet. But the crypto showdown is on a night where $100 million of or no, I'm pretty sure 1 million. Sorry.
That Saudi money is crazy.
No, but it is crazy because it's in cryptocurrency. So like it could just fluctuate. You never know. You never know.
It could be 100 million.
It will be eventually.
But it's really interesting because it's actually 3 different matches in one. So they're splitting up the 18 in 6 different holes, and that's that match. Overall score wins.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first ever event between LIV and PGA, and it's Brooks and Bryson versus Rory and Scotty. And I mean, I can't believe anyone would bet against Scotty ever.
You can't.
Right now, they're actually even PGA's up 1-0 in the first one. But so the segments are best ball 1 through 6, which is everyone just plays their own ball, but lowest score wins that hole because it's like a match play. So you get 1 for the lowest score. Second one is alternate shots. So this one's the alternate shot one, which is like really, it's fun to watch because if Bryson tries to hit one far, right, like there's less reward for that because maybe he gets stuck behind something.
Right.
Who do you got? And
he already said
you gotta go PGA.
Well, really?
Gotta go PGA.
But
then the last segment is singles.
Because of honor and dignity?
No,
or
Scotty is just
chef?
unbeatable.
Jessica, who do you got?
Also PGA. However, those LIV guys, like
they can ball.
They kind of remind me of the Jake and Logan, Jake boxing. Like they're good.
I love that.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess, yeah, to an extent. I mean, this is interesting, too, because...
Well, they also make content like that. Like, Bryson's all over YouTube
but, like,
right
they're
now.
Good.
He's
like,
the only
Jake's
guy that's on YouTube out of
fighter.
Well, I know,
Bryson's
but Brooks,
a great golfer.
Brooks gives YouTube...
Well, it's funny because...
Gen Z vibes.
It's funny because PGA would be like the real boxers in that sense.
Correct.
Which is funny because,
they actually get to
compete
against them.
It's funny because there's no way they box. For the LIV guys, you'd be like, oh, wait, they box. But they're golfers. So it's like funny because you're saying YouTube golfers versus pro boxers versus YouTube boxers. But it's funny because literally the YouTube boxers would be Bryson and Brooks.
Yes.
But there's no way Rory or Scotty fight anyone in boxing ever. So it's like,
you're
it's
saying
just
because
funny.
they're so good. Like it's not even.
Yeah, no, it's also like they're just like.
Well, I feel that way too. If we're gonna continue on the analogy, like. I don't even know who to choose.
No, it's a great take. I agree with this. The take behind it. That like Jake and Logan are like the little brothers that like are gonna fight 2 pro good boxers and then like you said, like get little brothered almost.
Yeah, I mean my overall answer is I'm classy and I'm
above
usually
that.
Conservative and I am going with the PGA because that's what I believe in my heart. However, I do like money.
I just think Scotty's so good.
Who doesn't like money?
It's crazy.
He's so good.
You can't bet against Scotty Scheffler. I'm going with the Nike boys as well. Got my boy Rory and Scotty in the checks out there, so I'm rocking with that.
It is a crazy team.
The only thing is Brooks is really interesting in match play because I'm pretty sure he's 3-1 between Ryder Cup and any other match play segments that have happened on the PGA or not. So like he's a really good match play golfer. Like he plays to the strengths of the other guy really well because he's a really good iron player, which helps Bryson a lot because Bryson can just let it rip where Brooks can just kind of rip an iron and be
golf
be
is
fine.
So interesting too. It's like I don't know.
But it's interesting. They're playing in Vegas. They're playing night golf right now. They're trying to expand the game. So Tune in if
That's pro LIV Golf right there.
We're trying to.
No, Tiger and Rory are starting a night golf league.
Oh, all right. Well,
I'm trying to beat the heat.
I'll just eat my words then. But I feel like ambiance wise, with just like the fun of it all, that's like LIV Golf is more, hey, let's chat it up and play music and still compete, obviously. But
I think PGA is trying to show we can be classy throughout all our events, but guess what? We know how to have fun too. And guess what? We'll beat you while having fun.
all right, Mike, you're pro PGA. We get it. But they're less fun.
I was giving you my take. I disagree.
Okay.
I love JT, but go ahead.
Don't they
Jessica.
have a
Timberlake's
really
great.
cool night golf thing already in Japan?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they have it in Turkey too. They have it.
Oh.
They have it all over. It's more of a European thing.
Mike knows night golf.
No, I was trying to
Have
pitch
you
it.
ever
Connoisseur.
night golf
If
before,
Bickle,
Mike?
Someone
catches
said.
up, he'll hear this. We went to South Carolina like 2 Septembers ago. I literally pitched a night course to them in South Carolina, but it was
what?
like
What do you mean by that?
I wanted them to play the night
You made
course.
Oh, he
Did you
pitched
make
it
it?
too.
But it's
Like,
five.
you
It
built
was
a
it was
PowerPoint?
500. It was $500 to play one round. It was a night golf, and we were like, it's not worth it.
What?
Wow, you're broke.
Why?
Timestamp. We need to do Ave laugh compilations. The people will love it. All right, did we talk enough golf?
Yeah, it's good.
All right, now what everybody
Go
wants to
PGA.
hear. Go PGA. NFL Week 15 recap before we get into maybe a little bit of Week 16 and some playoff picture. First, I want to start with our bet last week would have hit, except the Commanders let like a
Trash.
garbage touchdown with 0 time left because it was an auto win even if they let them score, and so they didn't cover by enough points. But otherwise, they were covering all game and looked like they were going to dominate. Everything else covered easily. The big bummer.
Rams were a great pick in that. They
Sorry.
were plus 120.
Sorry, Bill, but hey, if you didn't take it together and you just took some or individually, you probably won a ton of money.
Or money line.
Or just the money line, right, in the Commanders game. Dude, you're the best. Some of the more fun games, though, that I think we should talk about. Bills-Lions, another huge Bills game. I believe the week before was the Rams game, right? 44-41 or something, 42?
42.
And then this past weekend, 48-42. I'll let you guys go because I've been rambling, but just a quick take on that. Josh Allen is ridiculous. 48-42 feels like it might have been like a gunslinging back and forth game. I think ultimately there were plenty of Lions players who had great statistics if you look at the box score, which is true. I think the Bills were pretty in control of that game all throughout, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Allen. Did he have 5 touchdowns that game?
There's a lot more Jared Goff in there than just Josh Allen, though.
Yeah, but they
he
went
came on the
ahead and
winning
they
side.
stayed ahead. Like Lions were always catching up. So it wasn't I believe the Bills were up as much as like 17 points at some point.
I love Josh Allen. I think he's an MVP guy. And I'm all behind that. I think it's crazy what he's doing. I think the Bills are a great team. I think they're debatably, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I don't know who. I guess maybe the Ravens still. But I think they're the best team in the AFC. In my opinion, the Lions are banged up. I saw that they started 29 different starters on defense this year. So, they're banged up. They're injured. They're going to get guys back, hopefully. Also in that game, still, Jared Goff threw for 550-plus yards and 5 touchdowns. They showed that their offense can do it, in my opinion. And I think that defense is only going to get healthier and get better as well. And I think that defense I take over the Bills' defense. And even honestly, I still take that offense over. I don't take Josh Allen over Jared Goff, obviously, but I take that offense over the Bills' offense.
Yeah,
I take Amon-Ra.
I agree.
I take Jamison Williams. I take Jahmyr Gibbs. I take Laporta. I take the line. I take Penei Sewell.
I take everyone but the quarterback.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
Goff's good.
That's
No, I agree. I didn't mean my comment was. I've been muted that whole time. I agree.
it might have came through.
Yeah, it probably came through, but just to say it clearly, I would take the Lions offense for sure over the Bills, except for the quarterback, although Goff is fine. But in the game that just happened, the Bills won that game. Like I'm just saying.
No, they literally won it. Yeah.
I understand, but if you looked at the box score, you might think it was like,
saying
oh, that's a great game. It wasn't really a great game. It wasn't really a great game.
And I agree with that.
The
Bills
won
I think that
time.
shows how creative and interesting that Lions offense can be. They're going to take
They're
in
never
the data.
out of the game.
Yeah, they're going to take the data in. They're going to say X, Y, Z is happening, but we'll do this and we'll counter.
The Lions are great. I'd rather have the Lions offense, but the Bills.
I'd rather have Josh Allen.
But I think it's. I agree with that. But I think it get interesting. Like, is Josh Allen on the Lions? And I don't think he is.
Yeah.
I think he's great.
What do you mean by that?
No, I think he's great, but I don't think he rushes for as many yards and touchdowns.
He doesn't have to.
I don't even think he passes for as many yards and touchdowns because he won't have to because his team would be up by that much.
But he would definitely throw. I mean, that's like saying would Tom Brady be Tom Brady on the Patriots in 2008? It's like, yeah, that roster was elite, but
that happened. That's so different.
What about Mahomes with Tyreek and Kelsey and those assets?
Also happened. It's kind of my point. I mean,
I'm just saying it's like if you take a great quarterback and put him on a great team, he's going to be less good.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I mean, listen, I can see the rushing and like the
numbers might not look as good.
Like the crazy,
that's what I mean.
Yeah, and the crazy plays.
I'm not saying he wouldn't be great. I'm just saying we might not talk about him as much as we are.
I think he'd win the MVP for Detroit.
I think he's going to win the MVP.
I agree.
For the Bills.
It's QB award.
Yeah. David Montgomery got injured, which is a major bummer.
He'll be all right
in that game. He will be all right. However,
sucks for fantasy.
However, it sucks way worse than fantasy. Abe just added something in here. It was going to be my 2-minute drill, but since you put it in, you want to break the news to all the gamblers out there?
Yeah, this one really, really sucks. So David Montgomery injures MCL, is out for the rest of the season. Coming into the season, his line for rushing yards was 775.5 yards for the whole year. So with this injury and him being out the rest of the season, he finishes on 775 yards, literally a half a yard away from cashing in.
It sucks because he shatters it. Like, it's not like he just gets over 775. He beats it by like I would debate 100 yards.
Yeah, he probably
more. He might get to 1,000.
Yeah.
3 games left.
Yeah,
doable.
It's
hard with Jameer.
3 games left.
But I agree, it's doable. But that's exactly. It's like that's the crazy part about it. It's such a shame, and he's been having a great year.
Yeah, dude, the Lions been moving the ball on offense.
I'm pretty sure he's top 5 in rushing touchdowns.
He's awesome. So is Jameer Gibbs because they have like the same amount of touchdowns.
It's insane.
Like the Lions have suffered from injuries so much this year. I mean, it started mostly on the defensive side, but now it's got the injury bugs coming to the offense. It sucks for them to have this season. You know, they're having this resurgence and then to be watered down by injuries at this point in the season. It's awful.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I do think though that Jameer Gibbs is plenty enough at running back for them to figure they'll be all right.
I love Dan Campbell. I would follow him in the war any day of the week. Maybe.
All right.
He could be the leader of the Sparta army. He really could.
Yeah.
He's great. I do love Dan Campbell.
I would follow him in anywhere ever.
100%. I'm just worried about, like, they were a 1-2 punch combo, and now if Jameer Gibbs is taking all the touches, he might wear down by that third, fourth quarter.
Maybe. I mean, it definitely was a Montgomery first and then Gibbs second half kind of regime.
Mm-hmm.
But I think either one of them could be a regular RB1
every down
with a 25 to 30% secondary.
And they have been. I mean, Jameer Gibbs came in and was number 1 whenever Montgomery's been out. Montgomery was a 1 with the Bears.
Yeah.
I mean, they've shown they can do it.
I mean, I'm happy. I have Gibbs
for fantasy football purposes.
We'll get there.
I guess the biggest thing is just to even add to the Josh Allen MVP debate that the Lions that people say are the best team on the NFC respected him so much they kicked an onside kick with 10 minutes left, down 10.
Because
they were like, we're not going to stop him. Let's just try to get an extra possession. And I think it's a really controversial take, but in my opinion, I don't know. I feel like I respect it because
I get it, but I still don't do it. I don't think.
Well, I think that just speaks to the balls of Dan Campbell. That's why I would follow him into the war.
I think it's such a low percentage play. I wouldn't do it there, but I mean,
I'm no coach. If
you don't think your team can stop them,
I took
right.
Abe, that's funny.
48 against you already, or 41.
I literally saw it the other day after I saw it was
the
kick.
Percentage of
funny you say that. 6 out of 44 onside kicks were recovered in the current year. for this
That's
year.
actually pretty high, I feel like.
It is really low. Really? I was gonna say it feels high because I feel like it's impossible.
Well, it's also a smaller sample.
With all the rules,
but at the same time, like 6, it's unlikely no matter how you slice it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the Lions-Bills game brought a lot to the NFL spotlight. I think both of those teams were legitimized, and in fact, Avery actually has one more thing to say about that game.
And then just to close it out, I wanted to see the Lions lose this game for playoff purposes for the Eagles.
Which
now
they did.
Now we're sitting both at the same record. So that number 1 seed is very, very it's up for grabs. So like it's the doors open, and these last 3 games are going to be crucial.
That is exactly right. And where I was segueing at one point was to one great game to another, or what was supposed to be. I was excited for this quarterback matchup between Baker Mayfield and Justin Herbert. Herbert, I think if you're starting a franchise, you take Herbert over Baker.
Yeah.
But Baker's been having an unbelievable year. I'm rooting for him. I love Baker Mayfield. I know he's somewhat controversial, but just a dog, a winner. Herbert has had a lot taken away from him, meaning Keenan Allen, Eckler, someone else?
I mean, technically Mike Williams.
Mike Williams. No, he was an asset with the Chargers. He just isn't anymore. Some of that O-line. And he's turned this season into potential playoff. So, I mean, kudos to Herbert. Ultimately, Baker waxed him. Baker's been having a great year. He lost Chris Godwin and Mike Evans for like 4 weeks. Godwin's out for the year, and he just continues to produce. And I love it. I mean, it was a fun game. I was wishing that Herbert, or I guess the Chargers, did a little bit more because it was a big game for both of those teams for playoff potential. Chargers aren't out of it by any means, but Baker ended up pulling away. They won 40-17 ish,
something like that.
So I mean, I'm happy to see Baker succeed. I know Ave probably isn't. He's an Oklahoma guy, and he's very sometimes loud, but he's funny.
Sometimes
he's funny, and I like him, and he wins, and so. That Chargers-Bucks game ended up being a blowout, but I was excited to watch it, and I'm kind of riding this Baker wave, although they might end up playing the Eagles in the playoffs the way things are shaping up, and I'd love for him to lose that. But other than that, I'm pro Baker.
I think it's tough because the Buccaneers are just a lot better than the Chargers, in my opinion, like all around the ball, other than maybe defense, you would argue. But like offensively-wise, which is obviously going to matter more for Baker too.
JK and Gus and
JK's
Ladd,
been out for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and he's out for the year.
Maybe one.
No, more than one.
But we're fact checking.
We don't do that.
And either way, that's the argument for the J.K. Dobbins. Are we joking?
J.K. Dobbins is nice.
Dude, Will Dissly is like one of Justin Herbert's best options. Like, I think that offense is just so much better on the Bucs side. K-Don over Will Dissly, though.
Who?
K-Don. Played it on the Bucs. You take him over Will Dissly?
Yeah.
That's my point. Like
every single skill player on the Bucs.
Yeah, even someone that matters. I think the Bucs are just so much better, and they had everyone back in this game. But to that point, I am rooting for Baker. Like, I had nothing against him. I think it's really cool to see. I love I think the Panthers ruined him. People doubted him. Now he's back, and he says, I can compete. He's top up there in passer rating, even yards and touchdowns. Like, he's low-key not part of the MVP conversation, but you could debate that he should at least be in it to some point. Degree. I'm not saying win it. I'm not saying has a chance at winning it realistically. One of those like negative 6,000 odds debate into it. Like almost deserves it
on the board.
Deserves it over Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, for sure over Patrick Mahomes. I'm wrong. You're right. This past week was the third week of J.K. Dobbins being out.
But yeah, I mean, they're leading that division. It looks like they're going to make the playoffs this year. So.
Yeah. Anyway, good segue though, Mike, because I think Baker should win MVP over Mahomes. However, that is relevant because Mahomes kind of stinks this year. I mean, he probably doesn't stink, but he's average at best. And the Chiefs somehow are they 13-1, Ave?
Yes, they are.
They're 13-1. They won again. but it was against the Cleveland Browns. I don't want to say dominant, but it was like 14-0 and then 27-7. Did it end 27-7? 21-7? Yeah.
Jameis Winston had 3 picks, got subbed out. The quarterback that came in for him also threw a pick.
Yeah.
So the Browns did not have a good day offensively.
Pretty ugly on the Browns, although like scoring 21 against, well,
I mean, they just have
the Browns
Miles
defense.
Garrett.
Yeah, I don't know, but
there.
it still wasn't that convincing. Somehow the Chiefs are still 13-1 and figuring it out. I have no clue. I kind of don't even want to talk about the Chiefs until the playoffs come.
I don't either. The only thing that's concerned, like, there's only one thing to talk about.
The Eras Tour ended. so Kelsey,
not quite the Eras Tour. But one thing is, it might have been Travis Kelsey's last game in Cleveland. That's one talking point of this game.
Oh, interesting.
And then
why?
Because he might,
retire.
Yeah, go off the greener pastures after this season.
Okay.
And then
I don't see that.
Mahomes' injury. The ankle injury. I mean, coming into the week, he's still
the yearly ankle injury.
Yeah. And Carson Wentz came in this game, and Mahomes was like on a cart after the game, getting like I guess an X-ray or whatnot. But
yeah, but I think Mahomes is already cleared for this week.
Oh, he is? Okay.
No, he's a game time decision from what I've seen.
His game. I don't know.
I've actually seen week to week.
I heard people talking about how selfish Mahomes is because it was on like Philadelphia radio because they want Wentz to play. They're like, you're 13-1, just take the ankle injury. But like apparently
they're playing for number one. They're playing for a bye.
That's what I'm saying. He's grinding.
And only one team gets a bye.
I understand.
I'm just saying my piece.
It's a joke. It's like joking for Philadelphia fans who want to see Wentz play. They're like, Mahomes is selfish playing on an injured ankle. Just sit down.
Dude, I saw like people saying like what a story would be if the starting quarterback gets hurt and then Wentz goes in because that's literally
what happens. Super Bowl.
Beats the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Wow, I would hate that.
I would hate it, but I would also just.
But what if he started slinging them things again, bro?
I'd say no sense of you would be like, I'm happy that he's doing well.
Thanks.
I'm
such a Carson Wentz
since
guy.
we won the Super Bowl.
I was gonna say, remember the last time Abe was saying slinging them things?
I'm such a Carson Wentz guy. It's crazy.
No, we watched him get hurt. That was so sad.
Oh my gosh! But he stayed in though.
He's still better than Dak Prescott.
He's a dog,
and he kept
in his day
slinging them.
He's still better than Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Fun fact: Avery and I lived on Broad Street during that time. Well, we lived on Diamond Street, which was
close to Broad.
Just a little street in from Broad Street.
The PGA guys are choking.
They're up 1.
They're up 1.
It's every 6 holes too, so I think this might be the last hole of this segment.
Is it just like best 2 out of 3?
Yeah, and they're up 1-0 down there.
Scotty's about to stick this unless he already shot, in which case.
It's alternate shot, so yeah, I don't think he shot because we're where he went.
All right, Mike, you want to talk about how bad the Dolphins are?
Yeah, I think it gets interesting because everyone's on the Dolphins train on how good that offense is between Achan, even Jonnu Smith train right now, which is bonkers. Bonkers. His stats, Jamie, can you look up Jonnu Smith, Jonnu,
I think.
Smith stats
that boy about to get paid
for
now.
this year?
And age.
But then even Tyreek Hill. And
Waddle,
like Waddle sucks.
Waddle sucks. Yeah,
I know, but that's part of the attack that people are juiced up about.
But people forget even like the defensive side, which is pretty decent. But sometimes they bring it up.
Xavier Howard's still there.
Jalen Ramsey's there.
Jalen Ramsey is there.
Washed.
But they haven't beat a team that was above 500 since 2022, and it was only the Bills who were 2-0. So it was like week 3. Like, come on.
So beginning of 2022.
Yeah.
The Dolphins are washed.
Yeah, I think they're really a rated team that's not really here to compete with the big dogs. I think they're Scooby Doo and what's the
Scrappy Doo.
Scrappy Doo.
They're Scrappy
Doo. They want to be about it, but they just can't.
Yeah. All right, Jamie, can you run us some Jonnu Smith numbers?
Clip that, sir.
Timestamp.
Yeah.
Damn, we missed. Obviously. We missed.
He's not. It's okay.
No, he's not.
The most underrated.
K-Don.
What stats?
I spent the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Hawkinson,
or Freiermuth.
Just like the past 5 weeks.
Or
I just want the last 5 weeks. I got you.
Or like just this year, like game to game.
I have that.
No, but game to game is important. You do catches, yards, touchdown. Catches, yards, touchdown.
Since week 11, week 15 just finished. 8 targets, 6 receptions, 101 yards. Week 12,
That's great.
11 targets, 9 receptions, 87 yards.
That's great.
3 touchdowns over those 2 weeks.
That's great.
Week 13, 11 targets, 10 receptions, 113 yards, no tutties.
That's crazy.
4 for 3 week 14, but still for 44 yards, but a touchdown.
That's great.
11 for 9 in this past week and a tutty.
That's great. So it's too late now to pick him up or to trade for him that you're in playoffs, I would imagine, but
he averages 20 points over the last 5 weeks, yeah.
Throw him on your docket for a sleeper tight end draft pick next year. Maybe. He's only 25 or 6. I think 20. I wanted to say
You want
5.
to bet he's older than that?
Yes. I'm saying 6.
29.
I'm gay.
I knew he was older than that. Cut that out.
No, that's fine. It was wrong. Just like Jonnu Smith being 26. I'm kidding. It's not wrong. I'm like Tim Dillon, bro.
Hey, we just got canceled.
Bro, gay people can have podcasts, Mike.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. All right.
I thought I was going to let it rock.
Eagles cooked. Honestly.
How about that passing game?
Indeed. But so the Steelers were down bad. They didn't have Pickens. TJ Watt got hurt kind of towards the end of the game, though, so who cares? But Saquon had a very humbling game. It was relatively quiet. That being said, the passing game turned around. I mean, Jalen didn't go off like crazy, but we won 27-13. Like 250-ish yards and 2 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns? 2 touchdowns. Did he have a rushing, maybe? Yeah, two passing and a rushing. Listen, I'm pro Jalen. I don't have much to say about this game. I felt it. I didn't think they'd win by 13 necessarily, but I'm pro Eagles. I'm not scared. Mike was scared. I'm not scared.
No, that was me. I called the Eagles to lose this game. I didn't think they're going to go 10 straight, but 10 in a row. Here we go.
Does Rory make this putt?
Phenomenal performance. Jalen Hurts. Did you see his chain in the post game? Breed of 1. That's going in the podcast, dude. His chain was diamonds dancing.
The thumbnail?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, funny you say that. Mike sent me a picture of him with the hat backward.
Yeah.
What kind of hat is that called?
Kangol.
A Kangol hat?
Yeah, Kangol.
With his Kangol hat on and his chain, and Mike said, this has to go in the thumbnail.
100%. Bro.
Yes, daddy.
Diamonds dancing, brother. Like, something crazy. I
kind of like that. It's like with MJ's choker, he's creating his own thing.
I want a choker, but I need a tan.
You mean you need to be black?
What do we do?
Yeah, kind of. But no, like I actually mean tan. Same thing with my mustache. I can't stash this pale. Like in the winter, I can't stash. In the summer, I can pull it off a little bit.
You could. You just look like a pedophile.
You asked me today to stash up. She said she came to my desk and went, yo.
Avery liked it.
She said, stash up, young boy.
That's just insane. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You're a pedo.
I will say I wasn't scared of the passing game. I just said I trusted the defense more, which I actually think showed even more.
All I know is Gio. Repeat likely is listening.
And I'm going to beat him in the semis.
Ooh, spicy. I love that. But he texted me and he said, I love the pro Jalen talk. We need more of that.
Let's go.
So,
does he have them?
Shit on. No, he just loves the birds and knows Jalen's legit. Love you, Gio.
That's why he's going to lose in fantasy this week.
All right, Mike. Rams won like we said they would. Seahawks lost. So
that's why you listen to Sideline Banter.
As we were discussing, the Rams feel like a playoff team. They had a slow start, a lot of injuries. They're first in
the division now that the Seahawks lost.
So they are a playoff team in that case. And honestly, they could make noise in the playoffs. With Puka and Kupp back, that offense is pretty legit. I don't know about the defense, honestly, but like I wouldn't put them as Super Bowl contenders. But like if they'll win their wild card game, or they'll be competitive in the wild card game that they have to play.
It's funny that they beat them, but they low-key remind me of the Bills. They have a decent running back who can score a lot of touchdowns, James Cook, Kyron Williams. They have a QB who can get out of the pocket, make passes, makes the sideways arm passes, all that around people. The trade-off is Josh Allen's more athletic, Matthew Stafford's not. But then the opposite trade-off is that the wide receivers are so much better on the Rams. They low-key remind me of each other. I feel like that's, I don't know, underrated, some would say.
Josh Allen is kind of, more mobile, but he reminds me of like a young Stafford. Like
it's more of what I mean.
Yeah. This is really cool because this is a very competitive and legitimate competition. And Koepka just said to McIlroy, "That's good," and they just picked up. They didn't even hit it in.
Oh, because he says he's going to make this putt, which is not an easy putt.
No.
Look, I'm top right is to win the hole.
I want to believe though that was a par putt. No, it wasn't.
No, it's a mind game, and he made it. So now he's the big dog. He says, "I'm here."
Yeah, but it was close. It was going in.
What happens if they got one more hole?
But it wouldn't matter. They would have lost. Like if he didn't make that, that's a big dog move.
They would have tied.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still cool that this is a real competitive game on TV.
Yeah.
And he said that's good. Listen,
you like the match play factor is what you're saying. Sorry.
Well, I'm just saying it's cool that, whether it's I'm going to make this putt or not, they did not have to putt in a 2-foot putt.
Match play is more of a modern view.
He said Scheffler's going to make that.
Yeah. 9 out of 10 times. Actually, 11 out of 10.
Like more than 9.
Yeah.
We can't, obviously. 98 out of 100 times.
Yeah.
Sorry, getting sidetracked. Really cool, though. Hope everybody's watching.
Go Rams.
LIV Golf versus PGA. All right. I wanted to walk through some playoff standings. I don't have it up, but if I'm just going to filibuster for a second while I pull up my ESPN app.
I don't have it up, but I know we're projected to play the Commanders.
Yeah, so the NFL, we have weeks 16, 17, and 18 left. And the playoff picture is pretty interesting. I feel like it's kind of where it's going to end up. But just to talk it out, in the AFC, we have the Kansas City Chiefs in the 1 seed at 13-1. The Buffalo, so they get the bye and the only bye.
They're close with They're close with the Bills.
Yeah. Well, the Bills are 11-3. I just don't see the Chiefs losing 2 out of 3.
It depends if Mahomes plays or not.
The Bills are the 2nd seed at 11-3. Pittsburgh Steelers are 10-4 in the 3 seed, but they play the Ravens
this week.
They have a tough schedule,
which we'll talk about a little bit more in depth. Who are 9-5 and in their division.
I don't know who would take that lead of that division. I don't know how that works. To be honest, I feel like it's head to head, but then it's 1-1.
Division would be tied.
So then it would be points. I feel like.
Yeah, I'm not sure who would take the lead if the Ravens win. The Houston Texans are in 4th at 9-5. Baltimore Ravens, as I mentioned, are 9-5 in 5th, and then Denver Broncos are 9-5 in 6th. Is there a 7th place team? Yeah, there is. There has to be. So I guess the Chargers are also in at 8-6.
The Chargers are 1 game back, and the Broncos at 8-4.
Yeah, but
division winners.
2-7.
Well, they have Broncos and
But the top 7
division winners
advance.
get a home game, I guess.
Yeah, but only one team gets a bye.
The Chiefs.
That makes sense.
The Bills
It's the only way you said.
Bills play the Chargers. Steelers play the Broncos, and Texans play the Ravens.
The Chiefs get a bye.
Chiefs get a bye. Yep.
7.
And then the people on the fringe, but they're 2 games behind, are the Bengals, Dolphins, and Colts.
I have something fun, actually.
They're all 6-8. So I think the playoff picture is probably going to end up the way it is now.
So I was against the Bills any chance of getting in. So I marked this down on purpose. Bengals.
Yeah.
Sorry. You're right. So they're ready for this playoff potential to get in for the Bengals. They need to finish 3-0. The Colts need to lose 1 more. Or the Dolphins. Well, yeah, 1 more loss. Colts need to lose 1 more. Dolphins need to lose 1 more. But they have to finish 3-0.
Mm-mm.
The Bengals have to finish 3-0.
They're 6-8 right now.
No, because it's contingent upon the Chargers, too.
I'm getting there.
All right.
They need a lot to happen.
You cut me off, yeah.
Oh, that felt like a statement.
No, I was one statement to the next.
You're just pausing in between.
Yeah. Bengals 3-0, Dolphins lose 1, Colts lose 1.
Yes. Bengals 3-0, Broncos 0-3, Chargers 0-3.
Very likely.
Either or.
Yeah. Because that means the Chargers win one of those games because they play the Broncos this week.
The Chargers can win 1 and still lose to the Bengals, depending on like tiebreaker stuff. So you're right.
Yeah, I don't think you're. Yeah, sure.
Well, because if
I know I'm right.
If the Bengals go 0-3, that means, if the Broncos go 0-3, the Chargers won one of those games.
Yeah, but
in
that
which
also
case the Bengals can advance.
Bengals and Chargers advance. Yes,
Correct.
and Broncos would not.
And even if, all right, cool.
But they have to go 3-0.
The NFC.
Yes,
There's some
absolutely.
controversy for 1 and 2 between the Eagles and the Lions.
No, there's not.
They're both 12-2. So,
Well, ranked wise, but I feel like the Lions are so banged up, it almost has to be the Birds right now.
well, I mean, they just straight up might go 2-1 and Detroit goes 3-0.
Possible.
Whatever. Anyway, they're both 12-2, so they're tied for the 1 seed. Technically, if it ended today, the Lions would get the 1 seed. In third is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 8-6, and the Los Angeles Rams are fourth at 8-6. Those are because they are division winners. The wild card, however, very, very interesting. Vikings 12-2, so likely going to advance. Actually, I think they're clinched.
Yeah.
They are clinched.
That's crazy.
So
to
the
clinch a wild card spot.
Yeah, the Vikings
football.
have clinched a wild card spot because they are tied in the same division as the Detroit Lions at 12-2.
That's insane.
Their division is crazy.
And then you have
the Packers are like 10-4, right?
Right, the Packers, who are the second wild card at 10-4, who are also likely to advance, followed by really, which is the battle, the Washington Commanders at 9-5, the Seattle Seahawks at 8-6. And then you have the Cardinals and Falcons at 7-7. Realistically, it's probably between the Commanders and the Seahawks, unless the Falcons or the Cardinals win out and one of those two teams really.
I think it's between the Packers.
Well, the Packers are in
10-4.
10-4. The Packers really
sorry.
need to go 10-7.
So you're saying Vikings, Packers get in, and then
For that last
additionally
spot,
the Commanders.
It'll be Commanders, Seahawks, Falcons,
Yeah.
Cardinals. Not as interesting in the NFC, I suppose. Although the Falcons can advance with like Tampa Bay at 8-6, losing similarly to the Rams. Well, the Rams are 8-6 and the Seahawks are 8-6. So the Seahawks actually have a better chance of winning the division. Well, I don't know if it's a better chance, but a similar chance winning the division than the wild card spot. Same chance. So right now they're behind the Commanders. They're 8-6. Commanders have that last spot at 9-5, and the the Los Angeles Rams are actually tied with them at 8-6. So that's an easier swing. All right, cool. Well, there you go. There's the play. There's the current playoff situation right now. Heading into week 16, we're going to talk about some games, right, that fire us up a little bit. But I think we'll segue into that by introing with some fantasy football semifinals highlights. So for those of you who don't know, you never finish the fantasy football season in the last week because a lot of the best players who are automatically into the playoffs won't play. They'll be benched. And so the final week of the fantasy football season is generally the week before the last season of the real NFL season. And so that means that week 16, which we are about to enter, is the semifinals. It means there are only 4 teams left. And in our league that has been in fruition since, I'm not sure when, but 13 or 14 years worth of fantasy football, I think. 12, maybe.
This is our 12th season.
12th season. Mike and I face off in the semifinals, and Avery is also still alive, facing off against our great friend Alex, who will, I'm sure, eventually be on the podcast, but has not yet, and is a very competitive fantasy football owner. And so we have 2 major matchups. Unfortunately, Mike has absolutely no chance against me. It's really a shame. Juan has already called it. Juan said he sees a Luke versus Avery matchup in the finals.
That's insane.
You'd love to see it. And
let's go watch
I
it.
guess let's just move on to our favorite Week 16 matchup.
I gotta say
Let's talk
really
about
quick,
it.
shout out Neil, because he's the only guy that listens. Jay, Melvin, Brady can kick rocks.
Yep.
But all 4 teams that should have made playoffs definitely made playoffs.
Semifinals in particular.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. 6 made playoffs.
6, sure.
Top 6 teams should have made it.
Brady's team was nice.
Brady's team was nice. I just
That
don't
last
think it
day.
was close. Like when Neil got healthy, so did
I think
Jay
4
started
for
playing, actually.
I think 4 for 4 wise in the semifinals.
Oh, I agree with that
right
too.
teams. Yeah.
I meant to lead down into it. I just jumped the gun because I was so excited about playoffs.
Yeah, I'm happy Neil made it because I'm always.
I can't wait for you to be projected more than me and me just absolutely spank you.
You don't stand a chance. It's crazy that you're even on camera saying this.
How many players are you going to start that put up 0 this week?
It could be 6, and I'll still beat you.
That doesn't even make sense.
If 6 out of my 9 players have 0, I'll still beat you.
Start that many. Start 3 players.
I'll bench 6 players, and I'll just start 3.
Tune in next week and
see
how big of a coward Luke is.
Yeah. All right. Week 16. Good luck, Abe. Obviously, good luck to you. Abe, we're both rooting for you. Alex can kick rocks. He doesn't listen to the podcast. He also sucks. I'm rooting for Abe. Hopefully, one of us play Abe in the finals.
Hopefully.
Yeah. That'd be so much fun for
Jessica, who are you rooting for, most important? Abe versus Alex, Mike versus myself.
I have no comment.
Oh, she's always against me, dude.
I feel like you have plenty of comments.
I have no idea what's happening in your fantasy football league.
We just told you.
Yeah, everybody knows.
Yeah.
She's locked in, making the thumbnail already.
Tell us what you're feeling.
You're rooting for Abe or Alex?
Abe, Alex, Luke, or Mike. Who do you want to win this championship?
Look, I'm really mad right now. I don't have any money. I don't want to talk about that.
Well, are you gambling again?
No, Luke.
Probably on the casino app. Little rascal. All right, I'm excited for the Chargers and the Broncos in Week 16 because obviously the playoff picture we just spoke about, 9-5, 8-6, same division. Doesn't really change much for the divisional competition because the Chiefs at 13-1 are going to run away with that. However, they're both fighting for wildcard spots. So Bo Nix, rookie, showing a lot. Maybe some would argue up and down, kind of unsure.
Rookie of the year.
I'm happy for him to win Rookie of the Year. But then you obviously have Herbert, and I know he's a bit depleted relative to last year, but he's been proven a lot. I mean, the assets he does have are playing relatively well. I wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers won this game against the Broncos.
I bet you Broncos are favored. That's what I was going to check really quick.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure the Broncos. Where is it? I don't know where it is. I think it's in L.A. I just said that. I don't know why I said that.
It's at LA.
Knew it.
Chargers are favored.
Really? Oh, we're taking the parlay.
On what app are you looking at?
FanDuel.
Okay.
Parlay.
ESPN bets got the. Yeah, you're right.
Parlay of the week's Hammer and Broncos plus whatever.
I think the Chargers
plus
win.
130 on ESPN bet.
By how much? What's the line?
It's it's at +3.
I take Broncos plus 4. Boom. We'll get there. Ravens Steelers, major rivalry. Also
massive for the
playoff implications. I think Ravens are leading that.
Steelers
are. Ravens are 1 game behind, but the Ravens, I think, are going to win this game.
I think if they win this game, they lead it.
Yeah, I think so too.
It gets really interesting they'll get in as a wild card, but
I think it's 10-5 versus 10-6.
Steelers lose.
Steelers have a bye still?
No.
What's going on?
Steelers what?
No, they'd both be 10-5.
Steelers lose.
I'm hammered.
First round of playoffs.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
If Steelers make the playoffs,
if they lose against the Ravens this week,
get a home game, maybe.
If they lose against the Ravens this week, they lose the first round of playoffs. Wild card or not, it doesn't matter who they're playing.
To the Ravens. In Baltimore.
Would they play the Ravens? That would be nuts.
Yeah, they would.
You got to go back there to where PTSD all over again? Yeah.
Because it's not the Bills, because there's no way they're that low.
Bills are going to get the bye.
The Chiefs are going to get the bye.
Bills are 1 game behind. Mahomes is going to sit out this week. Chiefs are going to lose.
Even if
Bills get head-to-head, Bills go up.
Eagles Commanders also exciting, and less for the Eagles except for the 1 seed. So I do think they're gonna compete ultimately because that's a huge win. I mean,
Lions have a chance to lose too. They got to play the Packers again.
Lions have a chance to lose too. They got to play the Packers again. But the Commanders, more importantly, are going to be playing hard because they got to win that wild card spot
for sure. I have one question for the both of you guys. Can I borrow your Netflix?
Why?
The games are on Netflix this weekend on
Saturday games are?
Yeah, bro.
I didn't know that.
You don't have Netflix, Abe?
Yeah,
Everybody has Netflix.
I'm a broke boy.
I'm going to be in Connecticut, Abe.
I'm coming with you.
I gotta go to Canada for 10 days.
Oh boy.
Like in the middle of nowhere, Canada.
Alberta.
Wait, so are you giving the viewers a heads up that we're not going to film over 10 days?
You're gonna have to carry it without me.
I don't know if it can go on without you. You
Yeah.
are the show.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, do you want it or not? Honestly, that's pretty much it. I guess that takes us to the parlay of the week, everybody.
Whoa.
What's good?
You missed two important things.
We did.
You're not excited for Beyonce and Mariah Carey?
Nope.
What is
So that takes us to the parlay of the
They're
week, everybody.
Christmas or the Saturday, the Netflix. They're doing like pregame. Or
Jessica.
Oh,
halftime
interesting. Hey, buddy.
I can't wait for that. That's
Probably
one
the
reason
week.
why I want your Netflix.
Yeah, I got it.
I don't want to watch the
She's
game.
locked in.
In that
I
case,
got it.
we are definitely ready to segue to the parlay of the week. Jessica, what do you have for
Buddy,
us?
not right now. It's important.
What's up, buddy?
I'm going to run it, and then you guys can talk about it.
All right, what do we got? Hold on, let me do it. Timestamp. And it's time for the podcast parlay of the week.
Buddy.
What's up, buddy? He's like frozen.
He always just comes at the worst times.
Rip it.
Let the people know.
All right. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And you're gonna say them right now.
Yeah, okay. So I have the Eagles minus 3.5, the 49ers plus 1.5, Steelers plus 6.5, Bengals money line, Texans money line.
That was so freaking
Yeah, that was
fast.
so-
All right, I'll do it
fast.
again,
So
but
I
a
got
little
up to the
better.
Steelers.
I'll do it again a little better. Eagles minus 3.5 against the Commanders.
Okay.
Odds minus 104. I can't believe Buddy came for the part of the week. It's literally so nice of him.
What a beast.
I have
odds are
49ers
high.
plus 1.5 at Miami. Odds minus 115.
Okay.
Steelers plus 6.5 at the Ravens minus 120. Bengals money line. They're playing the Browns minus 375. And then the Texans money line at Kansas City plus 124.
You have Bengals money line?
Yeah.
Can we do 3.5?
The Texans beating the Chiefs. Just money line. Sure, you can do whatever you want.
I love it a lot. I'm down for the Eagles. I'm down for the Steelers, except I want to move that to 7.5 instead of 6.5. Just because I don't think the Steelers would lose by more than a touchdown 2 games in a row. And I think they play well against the Ravens. I'm super down for the Texans to beat the Chiefs, although they are +3. So if you do want to take that, that's fine. But ultimately, Avery, Mike, let's agree on one podcast parlay of the week here.
You can go, Ave.
You like it all? Did you like some of it?
I loved it all. I didn't hear any.
I'm going to be real. I was out on the Niners. They're banged up. I don't know.
So you love the Miami Dolphins?
I don't trust them at all.
What do you love, the Dolphins?
Why
or
do you
something?
love the Dolphins?
I just want to make money. So for me, what I would be in on, I love the Eagles 3.5. I love the Bengals 7.5. I think the Bengals win by 14, low-key.
Let's do 6.5 for the Bengals instead of 7.5.
Okay.
Win by a touchdown.
I love the Houston Texans money line.
That's 3. And the last one she mentioned was Steelers, Ravens.
Yeah, I'm not touching it.
Yeah, no
Not
touchy
sniffing
touchy.
it.
Because too competitive.
Give me the
Divisional
Vikings
games.
I just
money.
like
playoffs
the
are on the
Steelers
line.
head coach.
Give me the Vikings money
What's up,
line minus 164. Geno Smith has a banged up knee. Got MRIs done on it. They all came back negative. They said there's no when you have to say there's no ligament damage in an injury report, it's definitely not.
That means it still hurts.
Yeah, it's not a minor knee injury. Give
It's a bone
me
bruise. It's
give
good.
me the Vikings minus 164.
So we'll take 3 of Jessica's, 1 of Mike's. All right, here goes the parlay of the week. Let me find it all real quick. We have the Bengals minus 6.5. We have
Ding.
the Eagles minus 2.5.
Ding.
Good cover.
We have the Houston Texans money line.
Ding.
And we have the
What are the chances that went through?
the Minnesota Vikings money line.
Ding. And Buddy has an iPhone.
And with that, we are at the end of our NFL segment. But Avery gracefully is going to talk us through the EPL, and we're going to go across the pond and talk some soccer.
Football time.
Liverpool!
Ew, that's disgusting, mate. Why are you even saying that? Buddy, you got anything to say on this one? All right, he's really scratching me. He's digging in, bro. Jeez. He got them Wolverines, bro. Them Wolverines on decky. All right. Premier League, broski, we had the Manchester Derby, which I don't understand that Derby. They say Derby instead of Derby over there. They got a weird
Are you sure it's not just the accent?
I was about to say the same thing.
No, but the word, it's still the same word, though. It's just the Manchester Derby.
It should be Derby in your head?
It's spelled Derby. It's the Manchester.
Yeah, I feel like they say Derby.
It's the Manchester Derby. So
yeah, exactly. That's how they say the read, dude.
Derby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they spell it with an A.
No, it's with an E.
No, I think everyone's wrong.
English is just one language. They just speak it differently over there. They spell it the same.
Good game, though.
Except they use like O's and U's and stuff like that for like color. All right. But yeah. Anyways, Manchester Derby. We're in the Etihad. It's Man City's home stadium. Very, very early in the game. I think maybe like 17th, 18th minute. Not Pep Guardiola. Josep Guardiola. Or Josko Guardiola, sorry. The central defender. Yeah, Croatian. Scores on a header. Manchester United concedes the most header goals or the most corner kick goals in the whole Premier League by like a wide margin. So that's like their Achilles heel at the moment. And that's what happened early in the game. And then the game really transpires, like it goes on and on for the rest of the game. Like I said, Man City scored really early. Goes into halftime, 1-0, Man City's up. And then the second half comes along and it's going by the same way. Like, Manchester City is kind of owning the game. Manchester United's trying to, claw back into it, whatnot. But nothing's really going their way until real, real late. So like the 80th plus minute, we get a PK. Amad Diallo wins a PK, and who else steps up to take it? But
the tides have turned.
Who steps up to take the pen?
Bruno
Fernandes. Yep, scores that thing home.
Bruno.
And then
so good, dude.
He's fantastic, dude.
He's still young too. Like that's what's.
I don't know if he's that young.
He's like 27, 28. Not that old for soccer.
Yeah, the only thing is that he works his ass off the whole. Like he runs the whole game. So I don't know how much legs he's gonna have in him. Like for the rest of his career.
Especially on United, Jesus.
Yeah, dude. No, like you should see his numbers are probably crazy. Like he sprints the entire game.
He's so good though.
He is so talented on the ball. If we didn't have Bruno, I don't know where we'd be.
Yeah, he's nice.
But anyway, 80th minute or so, Bruno ties it up with a PK, and then in stoppage time. Stoppage time, there's like the 4th minute of stoppage time. Lisandro Martinez plays a long ball over the top. Amad Diallo runs in behind the defense, chips the ball around the goalkeeper, and then just taps it in.
Just touches it in.
Bro, so fire.
How much do you think of this Rodri injury is playing to like Man City's downfall?
I think it's a huge part. I didn't know he'd be that big of a miss. I understand he's a Ballon d'Or player, but like players have missed time and their teams have still been effective.
Yeah, still performed at least.
Yeah, but Manchester City has won like one game.
And they don't
in the
even
past
look the same.
11 games. Yeah, they don't look the same at all. It's crazy how one player can make that much of a difference. I get that he's like your fulcrum, like he's your middle piece and like the middle of your defense. But one player to make this big of a change in the team is crazy.
You know what's funny? Is when FIFA was coming out, FC 25, we were talking about the ratings, and it was my first guest appearance on the show.
Yeah.
And we were going through the top 10 of FC 25 ratings, and Rodri was number 1. Yeah. And you and Luke were so against it, and I kept saying how much he does for his team, and I just think it's volumes right now.
1,000%. You're vindicated.
One win over the last month, man.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And Pep Guardiola team as well. Like you'll never see this again.
One of like all winningest teams. It's not like it's just like another manager. It's like a guy that knows how to win.
It's the best manager of all time,
and he's gonna get the best out of the team no matter what.
Yeah,
no matter who they are.
Unless Rodri's not there.
Yeah, your feet are gonna fall off though playing for him.
Yeah, 100%.
I think it's really interesting.
But yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just going to wrap it up. I was going to say Man U take the Derby. Manchester is
red.
Absolutely. I was so hyped. Amad Diallo mad props to him. This kid is phenomenal. I can't wait to see what his future holds. But like, he stepped in and played so well. And whenever manager steps, is coaching, he just steps in and just does his job. He works his ass off and tries to win and perform for the badge. So shout out to the kid. Oh, another big note: Garnacho Rashford didn't even make the bench for this game. The coach dropped him.
Yeah, you said that to me the other day, which is interesting. When Abe says that, it means like they're not even on the bench to sub in if
Can't
possible.
even
They didn't make the
spikes
squad.
on.
Right. Which is sending a message. Garnacho ironically won goal of the year in 2014.
Came out today.
Today.
Yeah.
The day after the benching. But that goal was like the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
That was like a long time. It was last season.
Whatever goal.
It was a great goal. It was a bike. It was crazy.
How long is Rodri out for? Is there like anything?
So he tore his ACL.
So
he's donezo.
Well, it's been probably
Manchester's gonna be red for a year.
It's been 5 months or so. Dude, they cannot win without him.
It's ridiculous. It's probably been about like, he probably got surgery in like June.
I've never been more sure of an argument than Rodri deserved the Ballon d'Or than I am after seeing Man City.
I've never been so sure of an argument when I debated you and Abe.
You've never beat me in an argument.
That Rodri should have been number 1 in FIFA.
He's vindicated for that.
He is number 1 in FIFA.
No, but we were saying he shouldn't have been.
When we talked about the rankings.
I said that?
I said that too.
You both weren't about it. You're like, Rodri's not a FIFA player.
I still wouldn't have put him as number 1.
You guys want all the skilly boys.
I feel like that's not
true. Go back and watch.
You go check the tape.
You go back and watch. Did we talk through the table at all? Or just
we just talked about the derby.
All right, cool. Well, then that's good timing because Arsenal, unfortunately tied to dog cheese Everton, and Liverpool. I mean, good for Arsenal, but tied to Fulham. They're a game behind everybody, but are still up by a point. So in theory, like assuming they would win, they're up by 4 points. Chelsea won this past weekend, and so continue their streak of good football play. And that leaves the top 4 again, just because we're only on episode 22, and I don't know what the listeners know. I mentioned the top 4 because those are Champions League qualifiers.
Yeah.
And so the top 4 currently sits as Liverpool at 1, Chelsea at 2, Nottingham Forest at 3, and Arsenal at 4.
I was going to say, just for like the viewers' discretion, I know my fair share about Nottingham Forest. But could you two just like kind of go through why all of a sudden like why are they winning? Why are they performing? What's going on? Because they're unheard of. I'm pretty sure they came up over the last 2 years, right?
Go ahead.
I think they've been in the Premier League for like the past 4 or 5 years. But a lot of people are attributing.
Were they yellow and green before?
I don't remember them being.
No, that's Norwich. I'm sorry. Go ahead with what you're saying.
Just remember, I know all this. So like, I just want the viewers to.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but Nuno Espirito is the manager over there in Nottingham Forest?
Correct.
I believe so. But he used to coach Wolves and he coached Tottenham for a little bit. But he's a fantastic manager. I believe he's Portuguese. And he's doing a fantastic job over there. But a lot of people...
Oh, yes. You are 100% correct. And that is a great man. He's a great man.
He's a great guy.
Awesome. Outside of coaching, but also coaching. Great guy.
A lot of people are attributing the smaller team's success because even like a team like Fulham was tying Liverpool this past weekend, but they're tying it to like financial fair play and like the rules that are being put in place now where like the top teams can't spend as much money as they have been used to in the past. Like the level of players that are in the Premier League are kind of relatively the same. I mean the big clubs still have bigger players and whatnot, but like the smaller clubs can get in the players that they want and like not have the top players go to the top teams all the time right now.
Some would call it skill-based matchmaking.
Yeah. But there's so much talent in the Premier League right now, and it's so balanced out.
Also, just leveling out top teams' spending is not going to make Nottingham Forest be third in the standings in Premier League. So, like, who's the guy there? Who's the guy who's delivering on their team that, like...
To be honest, I got to look at their squad because I
didn't mean to put you on the spot either.
Nottingham Forest football.
No one talks about them, so I wasn't sure if anyone knew.
Nottingham Forest. Check it out.
Chris Wood, he's an English bloke.
He's scoring goals.
He got 10 of their goals. I think they're also a heavy tie team, so like playing 4 points is part of their objective, the second guy on like the.
Well, if you don't lose, you're always going forward. If you don't lose the Premier League, because
they've got a lot of international players like Nico Williams, not Nico Williams, Spanish Nico Williams, from Wales.
Imagine
they've got James Ward-Prowse, who's like the greatest free kick taker in the last 5 or 6
bunch
years.
of dogs.
Well, this Chris Wood bloke, he's got 10. The rest of the team is tied with 2.
Yeah, so he's just scoring hella goals. Callum Hudson-Odoi is very good player that came from Chelsea's academy, and he's made his way around the Premier League. Morgan Gibbs-White. Sorry, Morgan Gibbs-White. If you haven't not seen this guy play,
all right, listen, relax.
So good. He's number 10. He can play in like anywhere in the attacking midfield. He's going to play for a top 5 Premier League team in the near future.
And I do stand corrected, actually, I guess, with this weekend's situation. Arsenal actually is in 3rd, and Nottingham Forest is in 4th.
I hate that because...
Well, I love it.
I know, but I hate Arteta because I had placed a wager on an Odegaard goal or assist in this game. And it's a 0-0 game, but for some reason, Arteta thinks to bring on like Thomas Partey and Jorginho, because those are attacking players.
I hate when he plays Rice, Jorginho, and Partey at the same time.
But you don't need all 3-man midfield. What do you mean?
You don't need all 3 defensive midfielders at the same time unless you're up.
Sorry. You said Rice. I thought you said Odegaard in that mix.
Oh no, Rice, Partey, and Jorginho. I mean, Jorginho is arguably a central midfielder and not a defensive midfielder, but
overrated player.
Definitely more of a passer than a playmaker, I would say.
Yeah. Just like it gets the game going.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't think we need to dwell on the Premier League, but for those who care, Liverpool looks like they're the strongest. Mohamed Salah looks great. Probably, I mean, the year hasn't even started, but probably the front runner in Ballon d'Or for 2025. Best player in recent play.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll give it to him right now.
I mean, listen, 2025 hasn't even started yet, so that means nothing. But like,
you still got like
Premier
Lewandowski,
Player of the Year,
Premier League Player of the Year for sure. Yeah. But there's players like Lewandowski. You've got Rafinha. Can't think of the other leagues.
Rafinha's playing great. He's putting up the same numbers already as Vinicius was all year, and then trying to win the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah,
big Vinny guy.
Who needs to go?
Vinny.
Wrong. All right. Well, enough soccer. Let's go back to something the Americans will be interested in, and that is the NBA. We have the NBA Cup, which is like not all that interesting yet, but I think they're trying more and more to make it interesting. It's a mid-season championship. The finals ended up being the Bucks and the Thunder, which
Thunder beat the Mavs and the Bucks beat the Magic.
Yes, which I don't see Bucks Magic in the finals by any means, but like Bucks Thunder could. I mean, I'm probably, if I had to put money on it. Oh, they're playing right now. Mm-hmm. Oh wow, they're live right now. So we'll let you know what happens.
Good coverage.
Yeah, gotta tune in. We will. Oh, sorry. I think the Celtics will like. I mean, that's the mundane answer.
Don't say repeat.
Well, I'm just saying that this final Bucks Thunder could happen. I wouldn't put my money on it, but like it's a finals that could happen.
Yeah, I think the Bucks are good enough. Damon and Giannis have been unreal in the NBA Cup, so I feel like when it matters, that's what's cool about the NBA Cup is when you got to play for some money, and all of a sudden these guys are just giving it all out, defense and offensive end. No matter what they're getting the bucket, no matter what they're getting.
As long as it's more entertaining for the viewer.
I agree, but I think that's what makes it interesting, right? Where you think about that more in a sense of playoff basketball when it comes down to it.
How do they schedule that? They all end up playing 82 still?
It's seeded.
They play one more game. The championship plays one more game.
And it's seeded by your standings at
the time.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
So anyway, Giannis versus Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Thunder
Shai?
Shea Gilgeous.
What?
Shai Gilgeous.
Yeah, you said Gilchrist.
Oh.
Gilchrist is Michael. Yeah, the dude with the crazy jumper.
But go Thunder. I want the Thunder to win that.
I think I'm rooting Thunder, but I don't really care that much.
I don't want Doc Rivers to win. So
actually, shout out Smags. I'm rooting for Giannis.
So it's interesting because Darvin Ham, isn't he like the assistant coach for the Bucks or something like that?
Yeah.
He's 13-0, I saw. in the NBA Cup because the Lakers didn't lose when they won it.
Go Birds.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, that's a cool stat.
Darvin Ham's a horrible
LeBron
coach.
James.
Yeah. Darvin Ham's a horrible coach.
LeBron James.
He's just a chill guy, bro. He's always got his hands in his pocket. He's just like.
Mike, a relatively major move, maybe not really, potentially could be. Depends how good he ends up playing for this team. If he like tunes into his prime or if he's washed. Dennis Schroeder goes to the Warriors.
I'm out.
You're out?
What do you think?
I think it's a good pickup.
Good 6-man pickup.
Yeah, he's a good basketball player. He's
he's
a World Cup winner.
Might be.
With Germany. So I like Dennis Schroeder. I like the pickup. You got another nice backup point guard for Steph Curry. Get the bench unit rolling. And they're playing so many players this year, so he's going to get a lot of time, and I think he's a really effective. I think he was averaging like 18 a game on the net, so.
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I want Mike's perspective, but I mean, Dennis Schroeder's. I don't think they're signing him to be another Clay or Steph or whatever. So if that's the case, then I think he'll fill that role really well.
I think he's a good basketball player.
I think you said it too, Abe. It's like he's doing better than what people think, and I think that he's going to be he's going to get more tick than people think, and I think it's going to help them. I'm not 100% sure if it's what takes them there to win an NBA championship. Which, if that's what they're trying to do with Steph, it's like that's what I'm evaluating it on.
No, for sure they're trying to win an NBA championship, but they like gave up basically nothing to get him.
I agree with that.
The return for what they gave up is huge.
What would be interesting? What if they get Jimmy B? Jimmy B.
I don't know. I think he stays in Miami. There was like some beef with because Shams reported this that he wanted a rumor, and then there was Jimmy Butler's agent was like, no, he like my client's okay with being in Miami or something came out about that, and like apparently like there was like the miss headline or something here.
Dude, I want Jimmy to go there
To the Warriors?
Yeah.
You want him to win one?
I want him to go there.
They would win
bad.
one if that happened.
I think they would.
Oh, yeah.
I think I would bet on them instantly if I read my phone and said ESPN notification, Jimmy Butler traded for
everybody knows
picks to the Warriors. I would go and I would bet on the Warriors.
Curry and a dog, let alone Curry and 2 dogs.
About that life.
Yeah, that's a win. That's a dub.
Side note, did you see Jimmy Butler?
3 dogs. Sorry. Dennis Schroeder,
4
Draymond.
dogs.
Oh, 3 dogs. Steve Kerr.
3 dogs.
Steve Kerr, 4
5
dogs.
dogs.
Celtics have dogs.
Braden Pajemski.
It's going to be Warriors Celtics.
I
would like that.
Dude with the ginger hair, the bull from Arizona.
Dog.
Oh, no, he's not there now. It's a
me.
different guy. It's a different redhead guy.
It is?
Yeah, it's
He's a
Pajemski.
dog, though.
Yeah. He plays in Italy now. He's actually hooping over there.
Yeah, I play for the Warriors in my off time. Whatever. No big deal.
But yo, Jimmy Butler had 27, 19, and 10 in his last game. Yeah, triple double.
Jimmy's so underrated.
19 ribbies and 10 assists.
Yes, he is. People
Jimmy
don't even
Butler
talk
is
about him.
rated exactly where he should be.
You said underrated or overrated?
Underrated.
13th best player. Yeah.
I think he's great, but I think he's a 1A or 1B. Sorry, I don't think he's a 1A. He can't be the guy, but if he's on a team with the guy,
I disagree. I think he showed with the Heat that he can be the guy when they beat the
lost.
Celtics. And they went to the
that's the only
finals.
thing. Like he took it to the finals, but they
Got
didn't
cooked.
win.
It's not a small.
It's not.
feat.
I'm not saying it's easy to win a
In
championship.
a hard East at the end.
Yeah, but he just didn't.
You guys are
win.
haters.
I mean, I like
love
Jimmy, but I agree with Abe. I think he's 1B. Like,
It's fantastic. He's phenomenal. But
I think
like,
he could have done it in
1B.
Philly, but we screwed it up
blew it,
for
yeah.
him.
I'd take him over Joel
In what context?
any day of the week.
I would take him over Tobias.
Availability is the. I'll take the availability.
2 super hot takes right there.
Availability.
Mike's actually was.
I would not
ridiculous.
take
no.
Jimmy over.
Oh, I'm
Embiid.
so serious. I would take Jimmy over Joel.
Well,
No.
that's wrong.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I'll take availability and a dog over a little wuss.
Yeah.
I see your perspective. I don't have any more on the NBA. Do you guys?
No, that's all I got.
All right. Travis Hunter won the Heisman Award. Mike's
I'm gonna
upset.
walk out.
pissed.
I'm gonna walk
all in
out.
for it.
I'm gonna
Mike's
walk
upset.
out.
Luke's upset. Abe's happy. I don't know if he's happy.
I think he deserved it.
I think he deserved it too. I'm still
Nope.
upset. I wish Ashton Genty won, but
It would have been cool.
in the same fashion that Shohei Ohtani deserved the MVP because he's top 5 hitter and pitcher. Travis Hunter deserved to win the Heisman. He was an incredible player this year on both sides of the ball. However, Travis Hunter won wide receiver of the year.
No, I didn't like that.
Which is wrong. Yes, he did.
No, he did. He won the Blintikov.
The one award that was
maybe like offensive player. Okay,
but he won defensive player of the year. I thought.
I didn't see that. I saw the Blitnikoff.
He won. I think cornerback and wide receiver player of the year, which I think. And I was texting Alex. I was like, I don't think he should win either. However, I think he should still win the Heisman Award. The fact that you're top 5 wide receiver and cornerback, you should win the Heisman.
Yeah.
However, there are 2, 3, maybe 4, arguably 5 wide receivers who were better than Travis Hunter. And there were 2, 3, 4 cornerbacks who were better than Travis Hunter. But the fact that he was arguably 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, some would say 1st best at both of those positions is incredible, and he deserves to win the Heisman.
Yeah.
But I didn't love that he won wide receiver of the year and everything.
So there was one wide receiver who has better stats than Travis. Well, there's a couple that had better stats than him, but there's one that like had really crazy stats.
The guy from San Jose.
Yeah, or Sacramento State or something like that.
But
but like
competition,
he played, that's what I was getting
still,
at. It's like,
it was number one.
Numbers are crazy, but like, who did he do?
It was receptions, yards, and touchdowns, like Triple Crown winner.
Yeah,
not just like It's kind of like the Genty argument. Like, well, what else do you want him to do?
It's not like the Genty argument.
Why not?
Because Genty,
you're right. It's better.
No, it's actually worse. Genty has led the country in every rushing stat across the entire year.
So does this guy.
He led his team to a 4th seed and more wins with an equally hard schedule. Colorado also didn't play anyone. Just because Boise State didn't play anyone, they still played Oregon, number 1 team in the country. He rushed for 197 yards and 3 touchdowns. What do you want him to do? Rush for 310 touchdowns? Like, what are we doing?
I would like him to do that.
Travis Hunter doesn't lead any stat across literally any statistical measurement other than snaps taken. And I get that because like tackle shouldn't be massive for a cornerback, but it's just Genty, and this is just I mean, you want a hot take? It's a typical Deion Sanders favor. Here you go. I'll toss you one because it's a guy you publicize a lot. He's a unicorn, and 1,000,000% is a unicorn. But it's tossing the bone for who's the coach and who advertises him. It's Genty 1,000,000 times, over 1,000,000 times.
I don't know if it's Genty 1,000,000 times, but I totally agree with what you're saying. The fact that it was like -4,000 or 5,000 or something ridiculous, or like is
absurd.
Definitely absurd, ridiculous.
There's a reason one team's in the college playoffs and one team isn't.
Disrespectful to Ashton Genty, like record-breaking year. We're not talking this year. He's like the wide receiver argument was like the kid from San Jose State was number 1 and number 1 and number 1 this year. Genty is like number 1 historically.
Yeah. Like not even just this year.
Like most touchdowns, most yards per carry, all that stuff. Aside from it's like 1 1 2 2 1 1 1 2 2. So I'm with you. That being said, I'm not pissed that Hunter won because the both sides of the ball matters. Like it's incredible. However, I see people drafting Travis Hunter number 1 overall in the NFL draft, and I'm like, why? He's not going to be like in college football. He can play both sides.
No shot. He plays wide receiver in the NFL.
Right. And is he the best cornerback in the draft? No, he's not. He's not the best cornerback.
You could debate that one.
Yeah,
you can.
He's so good at it.
Okay, but statistically, I mean, you have to consider. But he's playing crazy. He's playing wide receiver, and do they throw to him or don't?
No, they don't throw to him.
Right, they don't throw to him. Okay, but what cornerback has ever been drafted number 1 overall?
I agree.
So it's like Hunter will be drafted before Genty, but Genty is a confirmed, phenomenal, great, generational running back, and Hunter is almost like the same thing. But I end the sentence with athlete instead of running back or wide receiver or cornerback. Although If you can play both sides of the ball, it's like Shohei Ohtani. Like, it's pretty valuable.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? It's a good thing we're playing college football, not an athlete competition. I don't care if you're the best athlete.
But is he good enough?
I care about the guy that, as a running back, carried his team to a college playoff bye, got the 4th seed, and continuously beat team after team by people loading 10 in the box, which doesn't even make sense. Versus a guy that doesn't lead one stat for his team, one stat in the nation.
Well, on his team he does.
Nothing. I'll take the team with the bye.
Yeah,
the
but
guy that
you
did
say
more
he
for his
doesn't
team.
lead. He doesn't
you're gonna
lead
use
this.
that.
He doesn't lead that. He doesn't whatever. But
he's a unicorn. I respect
but he's
that.
5th. I mean, I might be exaggerating.
5th.
Maybe.
Even if he's 3.
But he's top.
He's not 1.
Okay, fine. Then I'll say 5th. He's top 5 on both sides of the ball. That's incredible.
But he's not one like Gene.
He deserves the Heisman.
Yeah, but he's doing it on both sides. He's
the
best player in college football.
Deserves the Heisman, in my opinion.
You can say GT's the best offensive player, but I think
GT's the best offensive player and Heisman.
Overall, I think there's no. Well, there is a debate, but I think Travis Hunter is the clear favorite for the.
I don't think it's
Heisman.
like, oh, why did he win? I think, he deserved it.
I'm the complete opposite. I think there's something wrong with college awards they're giving out because even like you said, I don't think Travis Hunter should have won the wide receiver award nor the defensive back.
I don't think he should have won the wide receiver.
He shouldn't have won either.
If you're going to give him the Heisman, if you're going to give him the Heisman, it's because he's a unicorn, which also should not play as strong effect as it does.
On the AP,
considering other stats. But that's my point in that there's something wrong with college awards where.
Did you see the All-American? First team All-American? He didn't.
Travis Hunter.
No,
Travis Hunter
no.
at QB2.
Yeah, Hunter was 5 position. No. Genty was running back.
He's on the line. I don't know how.
It's crazy.
3 wide receivers from the kid from San Jose State, I think a kid from Alabama, and a kid from somewhere else. And then Hunter was the AP, the all-purpose player.
Cool. So
that's what and he was the
prime example of why
there's
something wrong with college awards is that these guys get on there in that position. They don't win the award.
So how do you win best wide receiver of the year, but you're not first team all wide receiver?
You go somewhere with a crazy famous coach that is a Hall of Famer that people well respect and run a good program that are going to advertise you endlessly, and you also just be an electric guy on the field. You don't have to have the stats. You just need to be electric and have a guy that's going to advertise you.
Well, he does have the stat.
He does not.
Travis Hunter deserves to win the Heisman.
He statistically does not have the stats.
Yes, he does. Look at his stats. He's up there.
We just said top 5 in everything. The only thing he leads the country in is snap.
No.
And he can't even
leads the country.
And he didn't get his team. And he didn't get his team in the college playoffs. I'm taking Jinty's first in everything, and got to the college playoffs with a bye
and a worse team.
Significantly worse team.
Definitely worse team.
5 times to be conservative, worst team.
No.
Yes.
Not 5 times.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Navy beat Army. It was a major upset. Big weekend. Shout out my uncle who is a captain in the Navy. Go Navy. Beat Army. I'm not really sure historically what that means, but I'm always pro Navy because my uncle.
Genty's
Army was ranked too.
Mike had something to say about Genty again. 8th.
Army was ranked.
Army was ranked. It was an upset. It was an upset. I love it. DeChambeau's about to hit one out of the bunker. It looks like it's about 100 yards.
Oh, this doesn't even matter, though.
Why? Dude, they're up 2-0.
That's why it doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. So PGA is pulling away with at least night.
And they're up 1.
At least night 1.
This is a great shot.
No, that's it. It's only a one night event thing.
It's a great shot.
I thought you said there's like 4 matches.
That's a great shot.
It's 3 matches within the 18. It's 6 best balls.
Oh, so they're going to go up 2-0 and it's over.
6.
That's a great shot.
They're already up 2-0.
They're already up 2-0 and they're up 1-0. All right, so PGA is going to win this. GG's LIV Golf. If you're 14 and care about LIV Golf, you lost.
That was a great shot.
I could hit that shot.
All right, Rory.
All right. We're counting down the minutes here, so don't worry, everybody. We will let you go shortly. We have some interesting, I would say more than interesting, combat sports news.
Less than interesting.
if I don't know which one of you wants to take this, but Conor McGregor has delayed his UFC return for a boxing match against. Drum roll, please.
I don't even want to. I hate him.
Who wants to say it?
Logan Paul.
Jake Paul. Yes, you heard it here first. Probably not first. Actually, no. For those who are listening, probably first. McGregor.
It's Logan.
Oh, it is Logan?
It's Logan Paul. I was so confused when you said Jake Paul. Yes, it's 100% Logan Paul.
Wow, Logan's so much larger, though. I didn't think McGregor could fight Logan.
Yeah, I was so confused. I was letting you go. It's Logan Paul and McGregor.
Wow, because Jake has fought at 185, and so has McGregor.
Yeah, I don't know. It's Logan.
Whoa.
McGregor.
Wow, okay, so...
McGregor doesn't want to come back.
Logan Paul.
It's Logan Paul.
Anyway, McGregor does have an offer from the UFC to fight. But he's delaying that. Alex Annan is getting absolutely dutied on in Call of Duty downstairs.
Or FIFA.
Or probably NFL, actually. Or actually,
or all the above.
College football. He's not very good at it. Anyway.
Logan Paul. Face Logan Paul and boxing.
That makes me...
So McGregor's going to fight Logan Paul.
I thought it was Jake.
So
and I was fine with it. Now that I know it's Logan, I mean,
Logan has a better
triply mad now.
Honestly, this probably be like the first time that I want McGregor to lose. I want to see McGregor get knocked out. I don't know. You guys are not on board with this.
By Logan Paul, though?
Why not, bro? I thought it was Jake Paul at first. I was going to say this is the first opponent I want to see Jake Paul knock out. Yeah.
This might be the first fight ever that's a lose-lose, win-win.
I want McGregor to win so bad.
Exactly that. It's a lose for McGregor. Like, it's a lose. If McGregor loses, it's a loss for all the fans because it impacts his MMA legacy low-key because he's fighting a YouTuber.
Yeah.
It's a lose-lose for Logan Paul because it's like everyone's over the market, over the Conor McGregor, like hurrah, and like on steroids and all that. So let's get past it. If he loses, though, it's only going to make
Paul's on steroids.
It's only going to make McGregor bigger, but not as big. Either way, not as big as McGregor. It's a win-win for both because then you get the legacy for Conor McGregor. But then you're like, oh, you're happy you lost if Logan Paul wins. I feel like it's a literally all four angle for both.
I think it's a win-win. I mean, I don't think Logan Paul can lose in this scenario. If he loses this fight, obviously Conor McGregor's a UFC guy. He's a two-time champ, or not two-time champ. What's the double champ? Sorry. Like he's supposed to lose this fight. If he beats him, that's sick. Like
he doesn't take it if he loses, though.
If McGregor doesn't?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know what McGregor wants to do, bro. He's just all over.
Not
the place.
lose to Logan Paul.
Probably not, but like he's gonna make so much money at this given time. So like, I think it's just about the money at this point. Like this
just bothers me so much.
I think he's still a legacy guy. He's such like an alpha and such a primal instinct that I just don't think it impact. Like I don't think he's gonna be like money on this. He's gonna be, this is my legacy. This impacts me if I lose. Let's put in a clause that I win.
But do you think that's what they want you to think?
He's just not that guy anymore, though. Like he doesn't have it anymore.
I agree with that. I'm not disagreeing with that. Yeah. I think there's a clause in there that he wins the fight.
I don't think they would do that.
Well, I think the way he wins though is like they can't do it by decision. That's everyone would actually shoot their screens.
It could though.
That's so the reason why I'm so annoyed is because Logan's a nothing. Logan did a fake Mayweather thing and then moved on. Jake actually fights. This whole time I thought it was Jake.
Yeah.
Now I'm finding out that it's Logan. Now it's a bunch of nothing to me again.
McGregor, you could argue, won the Mayweather fight. Like, no. Yes, you could.
No.
I don't think he won, but it was
he got some hits off.
Way closer than people are making out.
Logan?
For sure.
No, McGregor. That's what I'm saying. McGregor's a really good boxer, actually.
When we were in Taiwan.
Yeah, I think that was in Vegas. I don't think
no, we were in Taiwan when it happened. We were trying.
The fight was too, though. We don't fact check on.
We were bar hopping, trying to get somewhere. They were all like, "Oh no!"
That's a very interesting triangle.
But either way,
it's about to South.
He
can box, man.
He can box for sure, but he's not.
I'm definitely pro McGregor over Logan Paul.
He started as a boxer.
I'm Logan over Jake, just to be clear.
Dude, Logan's all
But I'm McGregor over Logan.
I agree with all that.
What is going on?
My 18-year-old cat is
sounds like a
absolutely.
fire
I thought that was a human being.
No, he's got what is it
making-
called for cats when they have something in their throat?
Esophagus?
A cat of hairball.
Hairball. He's
No,
got a
he's
hair-
gonna throw up and poop all over the bed.
No, just hairball. But it's gonna be. There he goes.
That's great. I don't want to listen to it. So what's next?
What's next is that's it, and we're on to the 2-minute drill at this point.
2 minutes.
I've got one.
I've got one.
Dude, funny enough, I've got one as well.
I'll get out of the way.
I've done my part. You ever see that Power Rangers meme?
No.
He goes, I've done my part. And then it's like Yellow Ranger. I've done my part. Pink Ranger. Sorry, you're pink. I've done my part. And then this random guy, he does a ton of memes. He goes, I haven't done shit. Anyway,
What color is that Power Ranger?
It's a random guy.
I think he's just wearing like casual Friday, like a button-up shirt.
Oh.
All right, I'm going to lead off because I'm nervous. I lost it. Mike, you lead off.
Shout out to Vermont men's soccer.
Oh, yeah.
They were unseeded in the beginning of the year. They got into the NCAA playoffs. They made a run. In the semis, they went in the PKs against Denver. They won in PKs. And then in the national championship, they went in a double overtime. They were down 1-0 the entire game. A guy scored a goal in the 86th minute to tie the game. It goes in a double overtime, not scoring since the 86th minute. And then the 20 minutes, golden goal, overtime. Same guy scores the winning goal. He subbed on in the second half. Shout out to him. Vermont, Cinderella story, first ever men's soccer national championship at also an unranked team. One also, fun stat to add on to it, is that Vermont is the first unseeded team to win the NCAA title in 18 years. So they're the first unranked team in 18 years to win an NCAA title. Shout out to them.
Great 2-minute drill, Mike.
Have a good time. Have a few beers for all of us out at home and enjoy it. Hit the slopes tomorrow.
Out of
Cheers,
sponsor.
man.
Wow, great 2-minute drill. I saw that too. I only saw the I didn't realize the run they made or the like lack of ranking they had. I just saw that last minute goal and I was like, that's sick.
It's super sick.
To win the national championship, even if you were the number 1 seed, that's awesome.
I'm pretty sure that Marshall was the second team in the nation at that point too. So it's not like they just won as an unseeded team. They beat.
I mean, it's NCAA championship. They're playing. Yeah, the road there was probably insane as well.
Oh, because they played number 1. I'm pretty sure Denver was 1. So they beat literally 1 and 2 teams in the nation. Shout out Vermont.
That's so legendary. Just imagine being on that team. You got a lifetime story.
I mean, I won MAC championships and it was the best moment of my life, and I couldn't have asked for anything more. Other than winning 2 state championships, but that's whatever. But I couldn't imagine winning a D1 and national tournament. I couldn't have.
As a team, it was like unlikely.
Right.
Yeah, not even
Unranked
a conference.
team,
Just
yeah.
like coming together, band of brothers, great showers after games, having some beers on the weekends, just all of it together.
What do you mean by that?
Well,
Bonding.
even like Joe Burrow winning as LSU was like incredible. Like, oh, that's great. And we were supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not supposed to and then doing it.
Unranked.
It's like Leicester City.
Unranked into the playoffs too.
Yeah.
Not even just like.
Yeah. You want it, Dave, or you want me to take it?
Yeah, I'll take it. So I've got 2. I want to shout out to the boy, Nigel Houston. He's been in the game for such a long time. He's over 30 now. He's still kicking it, still killing it. He won his 7th SLS trophy, I think this past weekend. That was very, very cool. And then I have another shout out to Jersey guy, a.k.a. Maxwell Anderson. Have you seen this guy?
I don't think so.
So he goes to UNL. He's a sophomore. I don't know what UNL is, but it's a school. But he just like wore any jersey to every single class for a year straight, and like his classmates just like took a picture of him every day. It's like
so random.
Jason Kidd, blah blah blah. This jersey,
Mike Bibby,
James Harden, Nets the City jersey. Like he's just wearing a different jersey. Like he's just a collector of jerseys. But Fanatics for his last class of the semester sent him like 60 plus jerseys or something. They just had them all lined up. I thought that story was so cool. So shout out to Maxwell Anderson.
Yeah, that's
out there
sweet.
at UNL.
I saw that on Instagram. Some dude, shout out to the guy who's taking videos of it, honestly, because the kid would, probably part of the meme, so maybe they were friends, but he would sit in the front row.
Yeah.
So like you always had to see him.
He's like Geometry 930. It's a blah, blah, blah jersey.
Yeah.
You betcha.
Yeah. Jessica, you got a 2-minute drill for us?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Okay. So this one's really interesting given the Navy Army game that just happened. So Tom Cruise was just awarded today
Smash.
the United States Navy Top Civilian Honor, which is like he won a top civilian award for, it's usually for like distinguished public service, and it's because of the, like when he does Mission Impossible Maverick, he brings a lot of awareness to the Army, and it's gotten a lot of public support because of it, and that was the reasoning I think behind it. But he literally won like the most, like the largest award you can win is not being part of the Army, or sorry, the Navy.
Wow.
Tom Cruise, the man. He does his own stunts.
He does his own stunts.
The newest Mission Impossible, the part 2 is coming out soon, and they've been releasing like teasers of them.
You strike me as a big Mission.
Is that the 50th one?
The 50th one?
Mission Impossible? It's probably, honestly, it's probably like 11 or 12.
It's in double digits for sure.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's in double digits. But this one, they made a part 1, and part 2's coming out in the next couple of years.
They never heard of a sequel's not
At least they let you know there's more coming.
I think it's the last one until the numbers come in. Like, we can do another one.
They did that with X-Men, and then they made an X-Men that they went back in time. So they just restarted everything. They came back, and Jean was alive again. It's like, oh, sick.
Did even in Marvel, they were just like, hey, wasn't as great. We're back.
I saw an awesome meme for Thanos, and it was like his it was today I saw it, which is why I'm bringing it up. But because Thanos' thing is like, let's wipe out half the population. And then his minions were like, oh, well, you have the gauntlet, so you could do anything, right? And he's like, yeah. And they're like, well, why don't we double
the resources?
And he's like, well, I'm just getting to another place where we end up with too many people. And they're like, all right, well, why don't we do 3/4 of the population instead of half? And then we'll have more time.
I hate it because I'm a massive Marvel guy, but that's so funny.
Yeah, dude, I'll send it to you. It's just like 2.5 minute, just like animated, like back and forth of like, well, we could maybe do it this way.
Well, it's facts too, and as a massive Marvel fan, you don't even like
think about it at all.
Yeah, you're just like, the Avengers beat them, get them.
Half of them, get them, yeah. All right.
That's great.
Great. 2-minute drills. I'll end it with, I have two quick things. The first one, super quick. Barry Bonds from 2001 to 2004 in 181 games did not have a hit. So his batting average would have been 0. In those games, his on-base percentage would have been .414. To put that in perspective, in 2004, Ichiro had a .414 on-base percentage, which would have been 9th in the league.
Only .010 behind him.
So no, the same. So Barry Bonds would have been 9th in the league.
But he had 0
over
hits.
182. Yeah, only in the games where he had no hits. Yeah. So just wanted to share with anybody who's listening. Secondly, all-time points generated. So this is points or assists. I don't want to do like a long trivia thing, but I have the top 8. Can you throw me a couple names that you think may be on the list that
all-time points in what?
Points and assists. So all-time points generated, meaning
in what sport?
Basketball.
Okay.
What? Oh, sorry. I guess it could have been soccer, I guess, but sorry, basketball.
All-time points generated. John Stockton's.
He's number 2.
John Stockton's Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant is number 6.
LeBron James
is number 1. Shaq is not on it. Kareem is number 5. So we have 1, 2, 5, 6. Wrong.
Yeah, you did not get one right now.
No.
Is Chris Paul in there?
Chris Paul is number 3.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Steve Nash.
Oh,
Steve Nash is not on it.
Mark Jackson's
not on it.
Kobe's definitely not on it.
Kobe is. You already guessed him.
And we have 6 right now or 5?
You have 5 of 8.
Okay, 5 of 8.
Which I didn't think we would get this far, but we might as well make it trivia now. You have 3 more.
Good teams.
Bulls, Bucks,
Bill Russell.
Jazz.
Michael Jordan. Did I say Michael Jordan? I didn't say Michael Jordan yet.
No. Me neither.
That's how low
Michael Jordan's number 8.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, good. You said Jazz
and Buck.
Karl
Malone.
And the Bucks.
I'll take Malone. Oscar Robinson.
Correct.
Oh, nice.
You have LeBron at 1 by far. Yeah. 65K. And then between John Stockton at 2 and Michael Jordan at 8. You have 53,000 to 44,000. You have Stockton, Paul, Malone, Jabbar, Bryant, Robertson, Jordan. And LeBron is 12K above number 2.
Damn, Jordan never gave up the rock, brother.
Indeed.
Kobe passed more than MJ.
Correct. Well, there you have it, people. Episode 22. We hope you enjoyed. We thank you, as always, for sharing the bants with us. Please, please, please comment on the videos, like the Instagram post, share it with your friends.
Let us know your top 5.
Let us know your top 5. We're going to 100 episodes, whether you like it or not. If we get to 100 and we are dirt poor, maybe we'll quit. But we're not even a fourth of the way there. So whether you like it or not, we're with you. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Thank you again for sharing the band. We will see you in the next episode. We'll see ya.